what to think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, we kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let
Hey
the
guys, we're
world
getting a little bit of a
burn.
late start. Real quick, you're going to see a notification for the main channel, Cold Beer Condemned, go live. Don't move. Stay where you're at. I'm just going to drop some traffic over here. It's only going to be live for the first 10, 20 minutes, something like that. But I'm getting ready to throw it live, and we're getting ready to start. So bear with me just a minute. I'll start the bot, and we'll get everything going. Welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Defiant Discourse podcast. The Defiant Discourse podcast, DDP, over on YouTube. If you're seeing this on Cold Beer Condemned, you're going to get a couple warnings, but you're only going to see about the first 10, maybe 20 minutes of the show, and then we're moving over. We are live right now on the Defiant Discourse podcast. Sorry about that. I almost changed scenes. But if you're watching this over on my main channel, which is Cold Beer Condemned, please move over to the Defiant Discourse podcast. I'll drop the link in chat, and then I'm sure the mods will keep dropping it for me. There it is. Join us on the regular channel. This is just an announcement on my channel that we are live over there on DDP. But if it's DDP, that means we have to have a co-host. And we got a brand new one. Finally got rid of Sage. And was able to get someone that can keep up with me, someone that brings the same energy to the show. Honestly, someone worth a... I don't want to cuss this early in the video. But it's actually... I'll show you. I'll get it for you real quick. It's actually Sage's evil twin. Welcome, Sage's evil twin. What's up?
It's clone. It's clone.
A clone, you say? You kind of look like a Mr. Potato Head.
I do. I thank you. Yeah. I haven't got my green shirt so my head can float around on the screen yet, but I'm working on it. I'm
a basketball head. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not. I'm a basketball headed bitch. Right?
Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much. Hey, man, the kids got the potato heads. They liked them. It was pretty good.
I saw that. I saw the video.
That Yoda one. Ollie loves that Yoda one, but did you see how creepy it looks? Because it's like potato skin and a Yoda face in the middle of it. It looks like a potato cut Yoda's face off and stuck it on.
Yeah, I saw that. Because like I said, she ordered them, and of course, Motion and Fall ordered them, and I paid for them.
Sure.
Which is fine, but it's one of those things that I didn't even know. To me, there was just I knew the hats. I didn't even know the other stuff until she showed me. So.
No, Ollie does love it, but I didn't say nothing to him. I don't want to tell him it's creepy because then that's all he'd repeat about it. But the way the face is, they should have it's a manufacturing error. I'm not saying anything bad about her buying them. Thank you for it, and Ollie loves it. But they should have made the whole potato like a pale green or something. You know what I mean? Like it's brown to a potato who's wearing someone's face as a mask. It's nice. It's very abrupt. By the way, they're saying that your evil twin's name should be Rage. Sage and Rage.
It could be. I'll tell you what. I've at the point where I probably almost need to be medicated sometimes with some of the stuff that's going on. So Rage could absolutely fit my evil twin. To be completely honest. But no, there's a lot of stuff coming out. She did a quick. I'll tell you what. She just so everybody knows, the cliffhanger in the game, we don't even know. We haven't even started the game yet to know what happened. Just so you know, I've got a new router coming, and we're making some changes. But just so everybody knows, she's gonna go live. We'll let you guys know. I'll do like a pre-thing, but we don't even know what's up with the character in the for her going live. Sure. But the other thing is we got some videos coming out that I'll tell you what. You really got to watch because she's getting really good. It sounds like there's actually two separate people now when she talks, her and Fall talk. I mean, you can't even tell. I'm like, wow, but it's getting good. But yeah, you've got some other stuff going to be coming. But of course, I've got to talk to, if you would speak out to your wife and find out the information that I need, that would be great.
I'll get it. I can't keep up with that. They grow like crazy. But real quick, guys, if you're watching on Cold Beer Condemned, you're actually on the wrong channel. We're only doing a short part of the broadcast there. We're trying to get more people driven over to Defiant Discourse Podcast. You can just type that in YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you're fine. But if you're on YouTube, if you're on Cold Beer Condemned, go up to the search bar and type in Defiant Discourse Podcast. Defiant Discourse Podcast. Or click this link that I'll drop in chat right now. And come join us on the main channel because I'm going to turn off Cold Beer Condemned in a minute. But while we're speaking about the boys, I actually have something to brag about them. So baseball season started back, and last year, Liam did all right. He struggled batting. Like he can bat all day. Like with me pitching it to him, he can bat all day with a coach pitching it to him. Like he even hits bad pitches like over his head and stuff. If he wants, he knows to let them go too. But if I tell him to hit everything, because we got time in the cage, hit everything I throw. He'll even hit bad pitches down in the dirt over his head. But there's something about another kid pitching to him which last year was the first year he moved up to that league, that he won't swing the bat, man. And the one decent hit he got last year was an accident. Like I told him that if he didn't go out there and swing the bat on this last pitch, that he was going to be in trouble. And I was like, I don't care where it's at. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it's thrown 10 foot above your head. You haven't swung the bat. You're sitting here with 2 strikes. Swing. Next pitch, you're swinging. I don't care. If you don't swing, me and you are going to have issues. So he swung and he accidentally hit it. I'm pretty sure he may have even had his eyes closed. He was so mad at me. But this year they went out on the field and they actually did really good. And this is the year that I decided I felt like I was pushing Liam too hard. And I was like, man, I'm gonna back off because I made it all the way to going to play. I was going to play football in college, but I was pushed pretty hard as a kid. Not really so much by my parents, but I had some coaches that pushed me too hard, and it made me resentful to the sport. And I know I didn't have as much fun as I could have. I mean, I made it farther than I ever would have, but I didn't really get to have fun. And I don't expect him to become a Major League Baseball player. So it's more about the fun for him. As long as he, works hard and tries hard. So I'm not pushing him this year at all, and he did really good. His first practice was tonight. He was fielding the ball. He's throwing the ball good. They didn't hit, but he's definitely better than he was last year, and we didn't really work any this offseason. And Ollie seems to, like last year was Ollie's first year playing T-ball, and he didn't really seem to get the concept last year. And this year, it seems like he's figured it out. Like I was proud of both of them.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I did hockey and you're in Tennessee, but a lot of things that you can do is actually see if you can bring in like an older boy, like that's a pitcher, and pitch and throw to him so that when he looks down, somebody that's like when we grew up, let's say my brother was 4 years.
Wait a second. Did you say an older boy?
Yes.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but do you think that any other YouTubers would have a significant other that may be out of the penal system anytime soon that can find me some older boys, possibly out of a hot tub? I don't need them in a hot tub.
That's a good possibility. That's definitely a good possibility. I was thinking more on the the proper level, but the person that former YouTuber, superstar, telegrammer, he might not be the option you want to look for.
Okay.
But no, we did a lot of times. We did is my brother would go up against kids that were 4 or 5 years ahead of them in pitch, so that not pitch but play. And then when he actually looks at somebody his own age, it's like, what is this? This is nothing.
It was it was even pointless. Like me and Mariah, Liam, and Ollie all went to the batting cages, and I like hitting maybe a round of balls or whatever, but it wears me out quick where I'm not like in that type of shape because I played baseball too, all the way up through middle school and then freshman year. But Liam can hit everything in the freaking cage. Like it doesn't matter. Like we can go over to the 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and once he gets the timing down to know when to swing, he can hit everything in the cage. It's just the thought that I think he realizes like it's another kid, and another kid just hasn't got his control down yet. Like he's seen bad pitches. Because right. I've even beamed him one time pretty hard. I mean, not on purpose. Like, it was a bad pitch. It was on the inside, and he wanted to get out of the way, but instead of stepping away from the plate, he turned. And when he turned, he planted on his back foot and pivoted towards the plate, and it basically put his back right over the outside edge of the plate, and it caught him right in the backbone. But I also got the middle school, or there was a kid that played on our team that was fixing to age out. But he was still within the requirements, so he got to play middle school ball plus Little League. We're in Little League, below middle school. And I actually got him to pitch I gave him $10. I didn't pay him to pitch to him. I just gave him money for hanging out with us after practice for helping my son. But I got him to pitch to him, and when they got to where they were friends and comfortable, Liam started hitting off of him. But it's that unknown. Like Liam's really intelligent, so he's probably looking at this kid and saying, "I don't know about this kid. He looks like he hasn't got his control down. I saw him pitch 2 games ago. He let one go wild. It come up near somebody's head. He's probably running all the numbers. How many vertebrae do I have that could be cracked? Like there's no telling." He's the type of kid that will pick a car, his favorite car, on the crash test rating. So there's no telling what's going through his head when he gets up there.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for the pitcher, I would think. That's you're right there. That could be something different.
But he did surprise me. He fielded the ball really well, and that was something we struggled with, just some of the fundamentals last year of fielding the ball. Damn, Something's going all to hell behind me, but we struggled with some of the fundamentals of just getting in front of the ball and stuff. And he had some jitters. It was the first practice everybody did, but after he got over that, he did a really good job. I'm proud of him.
Good. Like I said, since you won't put him in hockey, I don't know what to tell you. You're in the wrong damn sport. I mean,
well, you said sport like hockey's a sport. We're talking about real sports, but what's that?
Hockey's the sport. It's pretty much the only sport. All this other stuff is just like hobbies and pastimes and stuff that.
I know in Canada it's a sport. It's just we're in America, Sage. So we try to keep it to the big three, if you know what I mean.
Hockey.
By the way, one more time, if you're watching on a Cold Beer Condemned, if you're watching on my main channel, I'm not broadcasting there tonight. This is just an announcement to go over to Defiant Discourse podcast. I still see 11 people over there. I'll drop the link one more time. Make sure you head over here for join us for the full show because I'm going to turn that one off in a minute. So what have you been doing this week, Sage?
Not much. We've been doing a lot of fall stuff, and then I did some ordering to get the router and get some stuff set up for the game channel. When we do the game stuff, I've been bringing in a ton of packages. Fall ordered probably 100 boxes of cereal because
I saw some of that.
No, yeah, you saw half the order. I got another order. That video will be out tomorrow. So I've been doing a ton of that, and then I actually have some freight moving, which is good. And then of course, the concept of people. Some of my shippers don't understand the concept of draft and wind and stuff like that. So we had an issue with one of our loads. But it's, I move fiberglass tanks, and these fiberglass tanks are, 16 foot diameter.
They're huge, but they're basically light for their size.
Yeah, they're light. And what happens is they put wood saddles underneath these.
I know what you're talking about. Same way they do. That's the same way they do windmills and monopole cell phone towers. Like anything around, they build custom wood saddles and then chain them down or strap them down or whatever.
Right, and they're built on a curve, you know what I mean, so that it'll drop down in there. But the problem is if you use crap wood, the saddles break, and once the saddles break, the straps get loose. And then when the straps are loose, the wind pushes the tank right off the saddles. So I got one truck that's on its way, and we've had some saddle issues. So he's had to stop every 100 miles and tighten up the straps, and it's going to be a long process.
Would you describe that as a Sibian saddle? A Sibian saddle, is that what it is?
We just for the name. I have no idea. Actually, we just call it a saddle.
Yeah,
we just call it a tank saddle. Is that what it is? That would be what it is in technical terms.
A Sibian saddle. Go ahead and Google that, Sage.
Oh no, I probably shouldn't.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's a Sibian saddle.
If you're telling me to Google it, it's not.
Chat, let Sage Google it first.
Yeah, but I can spell it.
Sybian.
Okay. SY.
And then go ahead and hit images.
Nope, not gonna happen. It is not.
That's not a Sibian saddle. I'm sorry. I thought I had seen one of those before.
You might have 100%. You might have.
Well, I felt like I had a giant tank sitting on it, but turns out her name was Amy.
Ouch.
Sage is so innocent. They're calling you innocent, Sage. They don't know about your dark side.
They don't. I guess they don't. I don't know the actual terms for stuff, but
you guys don't see when we're backstage and I have to call Motion and ask her to come remove Sage's ball gag so he can speak on the microphone. Like it's intense. I don't even know how those spikes go that deep down your throat.
It's actually the other way around. But that being said, and you've seen the pictures.
So you have an ass gag? Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You said the other way around, I think.
Yeah, still nope.
Oh, the Sibian saddle. So, you've been when are you guys going to do? So I know with Motion, same way as me, it's probably hard to set a schedule. But when is she going to be streaming again? And does she have a day she wants to stream on, or is it just going to kind of be random till she gets used to it? Well,
the thing we need is that stupid router thing because I'm having a little She's with mine going to where she wants to stream, which is in the other side of the house, of course. I'm in the front. It's all the way in the back. So that I'm hoping, like I showed you, that'll make an improvement. And then from there, I think she wants to go like maybe at least twice a week, 2 times a week. But I think she wants to pick a time that, I don't know if it's going to be earlier in the day, if it's going to be late at night. I don't think after that, I'm not sure. But it's kind of just, she's just going to feel it and she's just going to go. You know what I mean? For a while.
She might eventually get to where she likes it and decides on certain days, certain times or whatever. But until then, might as well bounce around. You might find a good time slot. You might find a shitty time slot and say, hey, I don't want to stream there anymore. Or maybe I like it because it's not as busy until I get used to it or whatever.
And then that's, I did get another set of headphones, a little bit better ones. Seeing if I can get that hooked up. And then eventually I'd like to get, where we all do what we said we were going to do. We all jump on and stream. And then from there, see where it goes.
Sure. So if you don't know, chat, by the way, if you guys are over on, I just saw more people jumped into Cold Beer Condemned, my main channel. I'm actually not streaming there. That's why you keep seeing the restream bot in chat. I'm just letting people know that we're starting to stream over on Defiant Discourse podcast, but I'll be turning that off soon. Here's a link if you want to set in for the full stream and you want to join us in chat. There's a link. I just dropped it over there. If you want to join us, let us know. But yeah, I stream on Sundays nights, and we just finished a game and played a little demo. We've got to pick a new game. The game we were playing is actually part of a 3 parts. There's one coming out, a 4th part. So I'll probably play one of the different episodes of that, but I'm not sure yet. I got to find a game too. Oh, and speaking of games, chat, while we're here, and I'm on my main channel as well, my heart rate monitor came in. Boom, boom, boom. It's just like an elastic band. I got to put it under my shirt, but it does give me a widget to show my heart rate on screen. I already tried it out.
Well, put it on.
So well, I'm not taking off my shirt and shit, but I'll show you on game night. I'll have it on.
Why don't you just put it on now?
Because I don't want to take off my shirt and undress and then put back. What's that?
And then slide yourself off, play some music, and then go do your thing, and then put it back on, and we'll be good to go. See,
I'm having my heartbeat on for this show. You drive me wild, Sage. I don't want people to know. No, it has to. So I would love if you guys can find one. The app I use, I'll put it in chat. Is called the only one that has a widget pre-made that I wouldn't have to make a widget is called Pulsoid. 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 If you guys can find, I would love to have one that's just like a pulse ox, like that goes on your finger. That'd be awesome. But all the ones I could find, they have to go up and under. They have to have skin-on-skin contact. Actually, you even have to. You take a damp paper towel and this part on the back, you wet it like the contacts to get a good fit or whatever. But it works good once it's hooked up. But I would rather have one that I could take on and off. It'd be easier.
Everybody's agreeing with me in the chat. Everybody's agreeing with me. Strip down.
No one's agreeing with you, chat.
Absolutely, everybody's agreeing with me.
No one's agreeing with you in chat. Mariah gets mad when I start getting naked on the internet.
Well, it ain't the first time.
It's not, but we keep that on OnlyFans.
Check the private chat too, real quick.
Oh God.
I know.
Did you find the Sibian? Are you sending me a picture of the Sibian saddle? Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. You can't do it. I don't know, but I'll check.
All right, thank you.
Anyways, we'll be playing games again Sunday night, and then we'll all get together. I was just let Motion get used to it and stuff. Did you figure out team chat?
That's what I'm doing probably tomorrow because I just got the new headset in. So I'm gonna that came in today in one of the 72 boxes that showed up at my house. So I'm gonna hook that up probably tomorrow, and then see how that's going tomorrow, and then figure that out. Yeah, and once we figure
that'd be a lot better because we'll need it when we all go live because not only will they need to be able to hear you, but if they're watching her stream, they need to be able to hear me. And then I know I can get, if you're on there, if I can hear you through her stream, then I can get all 3 of us on my stream too. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, so I'll figure it out tomorrow. But my headset sucked. I just had an older one, and I bought one for her just to see if this was something she wants to do and she likes it. So from there, I'll get it all set up and we'll be good to go.
Someone said, "Is that Phil's new channel, Teen Chat?" No, it's Team Chat. Team Mike, not Nana.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be good to get, and we can all play together once she gets comfortable with it or decides what she wants to do. We'll find a game and play with it. Maybe maybe one day I'll do that with one of my own shows. That way I can stay on my schedule, and then I'll still have Sunday night, because I don't know that Motion really likes a whole lot of the like the horror genre or whatever like I'm playing, does she?
She might. She said she'd try without, you know what I mean? She said she could try doing a night shift on a Sunday or something.
Sure.
Besides that, yeah, we'll definitely get that going, because I think that's something that's, can be fun. Like I said, I mean, she's brutal. You guys have no idea.
Yeah, and I keep moving it earlier and earlier too, so that might help her. Like we're probably starting at 7 p.m. This week. That's when we were supposed to start last week, but delays and this and that, and then I was watching one of M's videos. But we're going to be starting at 7 p.m. typically on Sundays for game night. That way we have more time to play, so it won't be super late starting. By the way, this is going to be one of your last warnings. Here in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to turn off the Cold Beer Condemned. If you're watching on my main channel, come over to this channel. I'm going to drop it in the chat again. There's still, how many people are over there? There's still 40 of you on my main channel. So if you're watching over on Cold Beer Condemned, we're on the Defiant Discourse Podcast YouTube channel, Defiant Discourse Podcast, or you can click that link in chat, the youtube.com/FS6HYQOGN-0. There you go. If you needed a verbal prompt, there it is.
Just boot them. Just turn it off.
I'm going to, but somebody always gets mad. There will literally be a comment that says, "I was just watching and poof, it was gone. I thought you got taken down."
No, you didn't pay attention to what we were saying while you were over there, and you didn't come over to the right channel.
I hope the Mike Penny mods saw Sage in their chat. Were you on the Mike Penny show today?
Yes. Well, not like Penny. I was on, what was her name? Something.
He's back on her channel, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. I was on that.
Jane or Janie or Jamie or...
Yeah, I was on that channel, and dropping quite a few comments and telling them to come on over to this channel and come on over to, I'll, interview. I respect a request to do an interview with you. He didn't respond, and nor did she.
I would give Mike Penny this. Out of all the people I've kind of, aggravated, I've kind of tussled with online, I guess. Mike Penny has seen a lot of my shows, and even when Doug used to freak out and say, "Oh, he's a big bully. He's doing this. He's training his kids to be bullies, and one of them's handicapped." That's what he said about me. But Mike Penny, even on his most recent show when I was covering him and literally calling him out for what he was saying and stuff, chat ran and told him, "Hey, Cold Beer Confessional's covering you right now, and he's talking all kinds of shit." And he's like, Cold Beer Confessional, he's all right. He's got his place. If you want to watch him, go watch him. If you want to watch me. It's fine. We don't need to worry about it. So I will give him that. Most people don't do that. They go off the deep end. He finally learned or something.
Yeah, and I also went into. Well, I was gonna go into. Rob has a channel now. I don't know if you saw that. And what's that?
Rob,
the channel. Z-Man, Rob Z-Man, they call him the Z-Man.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I dropped in the chat, and it's a super cute channel. So it had, the shepherd over there and everything else, and I put my thing in there, and next thing I know, the whole house almost cleared out. I'm like, whoa, no, I'm not. I'm editing videos. I can't come in right now. I got a bunch of stuff to do, and he has to come in there, and I was gonna, he wanted me to come in, but the whole thing was like, oh, if he comes in, we all have to leave for him. I'm like, okay, wow.
I gotcha. Hey, guys, I'm turning off the Cold Beer Condemned channel. If you lose it, come over to the Defiant Discourse Podcast. I'm gonna drop the link one more time so you guys will have it in the chat. But I'm turning it off right now. Thank you for joining us over on Cold Beer Condemned, but we're over on the other channel. There's still like 30 some of you. Make sure you join us over here. And we'll see you over on the Defiant Discourse Podcast. And when you get here, subscribe and turn on notifications. Then you won't go to the wrong channel anymore. There you go. And I'm also going to kill Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, I'd appreciate it. Or I do appreciate it. And I would appreciate it if you'd follow me. But the link to the full video is the first comment underneath this tweet. Come join us. And thank you for that. And then for everybody else, now that I've turned those channels out, if you want to support the stream, you guys know how to do it. CultClub.com, KULTKLUB, Cult Club spelled with K's. BuyMeACoffee.com/coldbeer. Or join our Patreon for extra content. We're finally getting caught up on Patreon. I took a little over a week off because Dad in the hospital and stuff going on, but we're getting caught up now. So join us over there or donate to support the stream. Leave us a message. I had a video that came out today, Sage. I don't even know if you saw it. Not the one with the kids, but apparently no one got notifications for it because it did really horrible. Most of the people in Telegram didn't know it was out. I don't know if no one got any notifications, but I do want to show you something from that video. It's a screenshot. Did you get to see the video I did on Phil and his bots?
Yep, I watched it.
It's pretty crazy. Like I mean, I can't say for sure he's got bots. I mean, I can't look into his Telegram. I can't see his bank account. But it's pretty crazy that he would go from 5.5 times more followers.
Yeah, it's dumbfounding.
And then lose 73%. No, I'm sorry. 73% percentage points of engagement. That doesn't seem right, does it?
No, it's dumbfounding.
Lose 50,000 views. He's got 5.5 times the followers and lose 50,000 views.
Yeah, they have to be shadow banning him. I would just assume they have to be shadow banning him, right?
Yeah, that's got to be a shadow banned.
Shadow
I don't
banned?
even think the way Telegram's set up, if you're on Telegram, I don't even think you could be shadow banned. You know what I mean? It's not like they have to deliver it to a news feed. You go into your room and it's all there.
Right. And shadow banning only works when with the algorithms when people are searching things. You know what I mean? When they're actually searching things. Telegram's
or like on the like the recommended page. So like when you come to YouTube, you should be suggested people that you've been watching in the past, and then sometimes you're not. But I don't. This is very strange. I don't know what kind of excuse he's going to have for this, or even if he's going to address it. But basically, if you didn't see the video, he went from 141,000 followers to 777,000 followers.
Yeah.
But his engagement rate went from 82% with 144 or 141 to only 9% engagement rate with 777,000, which is horrible, which tells me that they're probably bot accounts just sitting there not engaging with anything because he just bought a number of followers. They don't read his posts, they don't hang out, they don't chat. And the only reason I looked this up is because his dumbass put out a post today saying Telegram contacted him and told him that his channel was not only the fastest growing channel on Telegram, but it was also the most engagement from any channel on Telegram. And I'm like, that's a lie. That's a lie. You're lying. And so I went to start looking for like, what are the top performing channels? What is this? What is that? And of course I stumbled upon all this. Let me read his post right quick if I can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he says, Telegram admins have informed me that my channel, this is not the channel we're looking at here because it's his chat channel. This is his announcement channels. But on his chat channel, he's talking about it. He says, they've informed me.
Hang on one second. Just so the chat knows, I like Robert. I actually like Robert, just so the chat knows. It's some of the other people in there that was the ones I was interested in talking to, which is Shepherd of the Forest is the one I wanted to jump in there and talk to. I like Robert. I've talked to Robert. Robert's fine. But I do like Robert. Go ahead.
Yeah. Saw CBC went over this yesterday. I catch vids after no, I did that today. I talked about it today. But so this is his chat channel, not his announcement channel, which is what we were looking at. But it says Telegram admins have informed me that my chat channel, Q_university_chat, was not only the fastest growing Telegram channel during the past 7 days, but it was also the most active channel in terms of user member interaction. Messages sent. Love you guys. Keep talking and keep spreading the truth. And this just doesn't seem accurate because it's really hard to find very, very specific data on channels you don't own. It took me a while to find that on Phil's stuff today. But it's really easy to find like the top 30 performing channels because they'll be in a list, and he's not on any of those lists. So I don't know who told him this, but I don't think it was Telegram or any admins or if anybody told him at all. I think this was all made up. And then that got me digging further, and then that's when I found all this. It was very interesting. I honestly think it would be if these aren't bots, then it's like 500,000 followers that are in comas. Or something like it'd be almost impossible to get that engagement rate, dude. The 9% engagement.
How do you not show up in the top search of Telegram How do you not show up? What would the excuse be that he would say, I'm in the top, but not, and then when you Google it and look it up, he's not in the top? Like,
It's hard to so you don't, the information is pulled out of Telegram's API. Telegram, the company, doesn't actually put the information out there. Instead, other analytical companies, they pull the information out and rank them. And for the most part, all the lists are the same. One of them might do it by week. One of them might do it by every 3 days or every day. One of them might do it every month. But for the most part, they're all the channels look the same, or all the lists look the same. But I would say that he would say the companies that pull this data down don't like me, shadow ban me, hide me. They don't want me on top of the list because they don't want people to find me. I would say that would be his excuse.
That's what you should look for. But like I said, shadow ban doesn't work on Telegram. To the best of my knowledge, shadow ban wouldn't work on a Telegram account.
Yeah, so I'm talking about them like banning him from the list, like hiding him from the list, even though he's the #1 channel. They don't include him on the list because they don't want people to find him. Find him on Telegram.
They call him to tell him he's the #1 channel, but they don't include him on the list because they don't want anyone else to know he's the #1 channel.
Well, he's kind of like in a weird witness protection program for Edward Snowden, so maybe that's part of it, dude. I mean, who am I to judge this man?
I don't know. It's a piss poor witness protection program, I would think.
Oh God, that's way too big. Yeah, it seems that way, especially when he's out there telling everybody that he's someone else, he's someone he's not, he's someone he's this. It's also very interesting that this FVV number here, or this FV number per CPM, is how much you should expect to pay for running an ad on his channel, right? Now, it doesn't really include like how long. It's just a metric of, it's less about it'll be $500 to run it for a week, and it's more about this channel is worth $500 return ROI, and this other channel is worth $300 ROI. So I know I need to pay this percentage difference if I go from this channel to that channel. Does that make sense? Like, it's not an exact number, but still, it's better for comparing channel to channel. And when comparing channel to channel, his ranking in that, how much his channel is worth to run an ad on, went down by $350.
That's interesting. You would think it would be higher if you're the top growing channel. You would think it would be more money to follow the man to the top, right?
Yeah. And I mean, 777, I have almost 1 million followers. It would seem to me like about 500,000 of these followers are probably non-active coma patients or bots. I don't know for sure, but something's going on here. Everybody has a percentage of their audience that is just dead, right? I have people that are subscribed to me that'll never watch another one of my shows, and they probably haven't watched one in a year. You know what I mean? But for it to be 81% of my channel, something's fucking wrong. Either it's a channel that I've abandoned years ago, which obviously he hasn't abandoned the channel, or something's wrong. It's bot paid for. It's like when people will have a bunch of videos, and they'll have one video that gets like, they say they have a bunch of videos that have 1,000 views. Then they'll have one video that has like 50,000 views. And they'll say, oh, I had a video go viral. But if you go and look at the watch time length, the average watch time length will be like 3 seconds. That's a bot too. It just popped in to get long enough to get the number, and then it bounced. I don't know. This is very suspicious.
Yeah, and he's welcome. Remember, this is the call-in show, so eventually at some time he'll drop a link, and Phil, you're welcome to chime in, click the link, come in, and explain it to us. I mean, that's always an offer. And maybe there's a simple explanation for it, and we're just waiting for it.
Yeah, I would love to be proved wrong. I like being challenged. Somebody asked about the mentions. Wouldn't the mentions be huge? Maybe. The mentions don't include like mentions inside his own channel. These are external channels that happen to mention this channel. So they did grow. They went from 2 to 10, but we don't see a whole lot of other channels, shouting out other channels a whole lot. It doesn't mean that you forwarded a message. His messages get forwarded all over the place. Even Jeff B posts them in his Telegram. But it's actually like a shout out, like at Phil Galu, or at this channel, at Phil Galuski with 2 eyes or 1 eye. It's had 10 mentions. So it would be a huge number if that was inside the channel. If that was internal, like people tagging him and asking him questions or responding, it should have been huge. But his engagement's so low, it wouldn't be huge anyways.
It's at a point now where it's like,
That's the wrong one then, BT. If you're going to one and seeing 1.64 K subs, that's the wrong channel. He does have a shit ton showing. 783,381 is what it's showing. Go ahead.
He's at a point now where he's just putting out stuff that is just, he's got to show people are still, I think it's the opposite. Like, I think people are leaving in droves. So he's got to show people that, they're coming. There's millions of them because they're actually leaving. I think that's the issue is that the goalposts have been moved so far, so many times. I mean, now we're at 10 years. I mean, Penny mentioned that it's now going to be 10 years for Nasara Gassara to kick in fully. I mean, we're moving the goalpost 10 years. And people were flipping out about that. It was nonstop questions about that.
Oh, I bet they love that, right?
Oh, it didn't go down well. It didn't go down well at all.
Is that really what he said in his live stream? I saw his back, but I didn't get to watch it. I was running around, baseball, laundry, all that kind of stuff. But is that really what he said, 10 years?
10 years before it's fully kicked in. 10 years. Well, I'm not saying, you're not going to get payments for 10 years. I'm just saying before it's fully acclimated, it'll be 10 years. What's that mean?
The one he does have
ready.
He does have two channels. One is his announcement, one is his chat, but BT's still looking at the wrong one. You're looking at, I just looked it up. You're looking at Phil Godlewski info. His channel is just Phil Godlewski his new channel is Phil Godlewski with 2 eyes. And then his old channel is at Phil Godlewski. And instead of a space, you use an underscore. If you're using the handle like the at Phil_Godlewski with 1 eye and then 2 eyes. So the 2 channels. But 10 years. So you're going to get payments, but it's not going to be fully integrated for 10 years.
Allegedly.
Sounds good though.
I don't know. And then the med beds are coming soon, and there's already 4 locations for the med beds. Christ, we should cover that thing. I'm telling you right now. That would be hysterical.
You want to watch some of it?
It was bad. And it's at a point now where I literally want to, scream through the microphone sometimes. I mean, I was asking to drop the link, and they, of course, they weren't letting me in because they don't drop links on this show. But it's at a point now where I showed you the comment on my page, right? And somebody put "Make Russia Great Again," M-A make M-G-R-A, make
right.
Russia.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I'm like, wow, what the hell is this coming to? So then the stuff that's being put out there is just absolutely ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
That caught me off guard. So Sage sent me a thing on one of the videos he did, and they was like, whatever, man. Hashtag MRGA, like Mr. Guh, make Russia great again. And it was clearly an American, clearly a Trump fan that was shouting out, make Russia great again. Are you kidding me?
Because it was the Hogue, how do you pronounce that? The Hugue, the International Court.
The International Court, the Hogue?
I think it is. The International Court that they anyways, they basically came out and said, that to stop, Russia needs to back off and stop their, war, technically, basically. I don't care what you say, it's war in Ukraine. And I posted that on my community page. And the Hugue, I think it's pronounced the Hugue or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Hague. That's it.
Oh, the Hague, Hague.
Yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
I think. Hold on, I'm looking right now.
And it basically came out and that's, and said that. And on that comment, he said, well, that's not going to happen. Make Russia great again. I'm like,
Hague.
oh, God.
Hague. Yeah, I thought that was it. Yeah, the Hague. Make Russia great again.
Yeah, that's what the post was. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Did you ever think we'd get here, man? Did you ever think we'd get here to make Russia great again? So I firmly believe now that someone, whether it been Russian, social media farms, bots, KGB, someone since 2016 has had a plan to make a certain sect of the U.S. population, some of the most war hawkish, right? So the further right-leaning people, to make them sympathetic to Russia and Putin. Since 2016, Trump shouted him out and said, if you have him, release the emails. Oh, he's not such a bad guy. He gave him this. And then we were told, which it was, but this helped build the narrative, anything Russia's fake. Russia, Russia, Russia. This is fake. That's fake. They always scream Russia. Russia's not the bad guy. This isn't true. Blah. And that got embedded in, which Russia was blown out of proportion. I'm not saying it wasn't, but that got embedded and embedded and embedded and embedded, and they were ready for this. They knew years ago that something like this was going to happen, and that they were already going to have people on their side.
Yeah, and I think you're right, and I think I'm dumbfounded. Like every day when I look at some of this stuff, I'm absolutely dumbfounded at the people that are literally. We're going to conflict. I don't see how we back out of this. I don't see how any of us back out of this. Now, do I think that it's going to go nuclear first? No, because you're not going to go nuclear first. You're going to use all your pawns before you go nuclear, right? You're not bringing your queen out before you've wasted all the pawns, basically.
Sure.
And we're the pawns. So eventually you go to some type of conflict and battle and start burning through your soldiers before. But we're at a point now where we're sanctioning the hell out of them. They're sanctioning us. We just signed a monstrous money package, a wartime spending. We are literally wartime spending right now. And the battle started, and this is where I think people, it is confusing to me because war doesn't have to happen here for us to be wartime spending. Like we didn't fight. I mean, Japan struck Pearl Harbor, but most of the battle that we went to was for World War II was not in the United States.
Right.
People don't seem to know that. You know what I mean? It was actually in other countries. We started supporting other countries, giving money to other countries, and then eventually troops to other countries. It started with money. We would give money to other countries, and then eventually it's like, oh shit, we have to send troops.
We were kind of underhanded in World War II. We were supplying one side and then trying to say, hey, we remain neutral, don't attack our ships, don't attack our bases, even though we were feeding money, supplies, and shit to one side. True.
Which is kind of what we're doing now, but we're not, we're saying it out loud, stay neutral, but we're still giving this stuff because, you know what I mean? We're kind of doing the same thing, just not as quiet. But it just seems to be, to me, I don't see how we don't go to some type of conflict. We're crossing lines right now, right? So
well, to be honest with you, I saw a map today. So I'm leaning less on here recently. I've been leaning less on, it always seemed kind of unbelievable. I know Joe Biden wants to push this narrative that, they met the Ukrainians and they fought like hell or what, that kind of deal. I'm leaning less on that and more on, Russia doesn't want a gigantic major incident. They don't want a negative, a shit ton of negative publicity. They don't want, starving people. They don't want an unruly citizen class. They know they're going to catch hate, right? What they're doing is not right. They know it's not right, blah, blah, blah. But what they also don't want to leave no option other than everybody hating Russia and picking up arms against Russia, right? They don't want anything to unify the population. They don't want anything to unify the rest of the world and cause this big event. So I've been looking at I like studying like military tactics and stuff. Yeah. So I've been looking at some battle maps, and it seems like somebody just said in chat, I haven't seen a whole lot of ground assaults. Well, like on this map here, I'll show you. Well, I got the pencil out, I guess. On this map here, Russia is basically the orange on this map. And the maps that I've been seeing is something like 90% of Ukrainian forces are basically like in this area right here. Now, this number, I forget what they said the number of it, but it's like 90% of their forces. and then the rest of them are basically back at Kiev and kind of scattered in between here and Kiev. And Russia has already been running offshoots of like military here and here. And I think what they're going to do is try to get this without having to, carpet bomb, without having to some type of crazy frontal assault. I think what they're going to do is surround them and then give them the options of like surrender or die. And then the death part of it is going to be more of a, hey, we don't actually have to come in here guns a-blazing. We can. I mean, we got you surrounded. We got you outgunned. We got you outmanned. We just have more people, even if we're not as highly trained or whatever. It'll be more like we were talking about, where they just surround them. I think they when they get this area of regress closed off behind them, the wars. I mean, the war, even though it might continue for a while, when they get this closed off here, I mean, the war is over, right? It's done. Short of, an alliance of countries coming in, but it's basically solidified who's going to be the winner. It's just a matter of how long can these people hold out, and I don't know if any country's coming to the rescue. It looks really bad, and they kind of slow played it. They kind of they're trying to avoid again an international incident that would cause countries to be like, we can't take this. Every 54 countries are going to come attack us. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good for Ukraine where they're at now. But I've been looking at a bunch of different maps. I've been looking at a bunch of different independent journalists that are. Some of them are on the ground there, and a lot of other ones are doing like video analysis of landmarks and trying to match them up, and Google Earth and live streams from there that were like done last year before there were troops there, and matching this up and that up, and it seems like they've got the majority of the troops almost surrounded here, and that's going to be how they try to end it. It doesn't look good for Ukraine.
No, and I talked to Jeff too today because I'm still talking to Jeff.
Sure.
And he said they're passing information, which I posted on my community post, that Syria is coming to bring 40,000 troops in
for Russia.
For Russia. So that's what they're telling them over there. And then I'm like, okay, what and can you send me the article? And it was out of the Jerusalem Post is the one he found for me. But that's basically what they're telling them over there is that they're looking to bring in 40,000 Syrian troops to assist Russia in there. I
didn't think that Russia would get this surround as quick. So like when we were watching earlier, I mean, it was pretty sporadic. There was like huge breaks here. There was huge breaks here. He was up in Donbass, but there were huge breaks in the line and stuff. And now it looks like they've almost solidified a full surround. And then they're done right there. And even when countries come in, they've got the country can't come in and fight your war for you, right? We can come in and resupply. We can put troops on the ground. We can come in and train equipment. We can provide battalions even of foot soldiers. But when your main fighting force is surrounded and can't get out, can't get in, and can't get supplies, we can't just fight a proxy war and just be like, oh, well, we're the army now. It just isn't going to work like that. I think they've all but wrapped it up. It may be a waiting game. It may take months. Who knows? But it looks bad. And then I'm kind of wondering what he's going to do. What he's going to do with the government. What he's going to do with Zelensky. What he's going to do with putting government in place. I don't know.
I think, and the other issue is that I think that's another reason why they're using the biolab type of situation, because if they have to do something, they can tell their people, look, there was massive weapons of mass destruction there. We had to go in. The same thing we did. There really wasn't, but they're saying that there is. And I think that's why they're pushing that narrative, because now then if something happens, they can go in with a little heavier for reasoning, right? There's a reason now. Right. That's where I'm at a point now where it's like, I don't see this going well. I don't see us not going to conflict, to be honest.
Somebody sent me a Russian-only speech that Putin did, and he basically said that the only two things he wanted was to demilitarize, which of course we know he's a liar, but he wanted to demilitarize Ukraine, and he literally said weapons pointed at Russia. So I'm sure he'll put his own weapons in there, but demilitarize it pointed at, him, and that he mentioned the Nazi thing, denazify again, but I don't, there's no telling what he actually wants, what he plans on doing. Is he going to set up a a proxy government and put people in there that are pro-Russia, even though they claim to be a democracy, and have another fair election like they did in Crimea where people were scared to death. Like, you can go vote, but don't mind the tank you have to like squeeze around to get in, and the 4 armed guards that watch you cast your ballot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think this is the thing, like I said, and this is why I don't see the sanctions that we're putting on, and the thing, and the rhetoric that's going back and forth, and them calling him a war criminal, and the amount of money that we're putting into this to fight this. This is, I don't see, because I see Putin basically, starting to win this. I think it becomes some type of situation that causes us to enter in, or NATO to enter in, or somebody to enter in, right?
Sure.
It's at a point, it's at a point that this is different. And I watched another video, a channel with somebody on it, and they were basically saying, well, Ukraine's been bombing their own people for a long time. Well, no, they haven't. They've been bombing, the Russians that have infiltrated the country, and they're fighting back. Well, and now that, Russians involved, it's a whole big deal. Yeah. Anytime another country invades another country, it's something that you got to kind of pay attention to. It's not a revolution. It's not a civil war.
I tried to explain to people the other day that they were talking about like Donbass, the region, like ever since the squabbles in Syria have kind of calmed down, Russian forces has had special forces, the Wagner group, on the ground, pretending to be Ukrainian, and hanging out there to do like a separatist movement, right? They're there to sow dissent. They're there to call out the government. They're there to accuse the government of doing heinous acts. They're there to pretend to be Ukrainian and do this shit. And they've stirred up, a crazy fucking ruckus, like they always do. That's their job. I mean, they're elite special forces that are like mercenaries that blend in with the civilian population, sow dissent, and do this type of thing all the time. Like, a lot of the fighting isn't just Ukrainian infighting. The majority of it probably isn't Ukrainian infighting at all. It is fucking Russians and Russian sympathizers and Russian infiltrators and even Russian military contractors in there causing it. And even if they're not the ones doing it, they're setting people up, like the same way that we talk about like Fed posting, like the FBI. Hey, angry white young male,
Right.
would you like to go blow up a federal building? That kind of deal. It's
Right.
it's a lot of Fed posting over there and Fed attacking.
Yeah, and I just see, like I said, my biggest problem is I like you see, I see him. He's actually, in my, like you were saying, making the moves he wants to make to surround them.
Sure.
But in my opinion, he's going to stay away from Poland and that side. He's not going to get too close.
That'll pull people in quick, probably.
Right. He just wants to take over 2/3 of Ukraine and stay away from Poland right now, because he's not ready for that battle. Right. He's not ready for that.
This is the actual map I saw, so I was trying to draw it the way I had it, but this is actually the map I saw, and this blue blob here is something like 90% of their forces are here, protecting the front, and they weren't all here. They had been spread out all along this border in different areas, but they've been pushed back into one big clump. This blue jelly bean is all their forces right now, or the majority of their forces. So it doesn't look good, because these offensives are being run, and people from like these neighboring cities here are reporting like, oh yeah, they're coming through here like the Blitzkrieg, like getting back here, trying to flank them, and then they got the surrounded position.
Right. And this is where, because I looked at a couple of these, but I just see him getting to the capital and taking 2/3 of the country and then stopping. Right? Just stopping. You got 2/3 of it. What are you going to do now? You know what I mean? You kind of control it. You put in your people. You put in your government that you want. And that's what Jeff said early on. He brings in the government that he wants. And now
they had issues. Ukraine's had issues with that before. They used to have basically like a puppet government that was, went along the lines of everything Putin said, even though they claimed to be a free and independent nation. They were just mini Russia.
Right. And this is the thing too, and it's also what they're saying. So what Jeff said was they were going to come, and what was being said over there is they were going to come in, take over, put their government in, and then sanction. They wouldn't deal with sanctions anymore, and then possibly join NATO. And all of a sudden they come out and they say we don't want nothing to do with NATO. NATO's weak, and we're not going to join NATO. And I think that's because one of the things they were worried about was when Russian took over that the country, they were going to try to apply for NATO and stuff like that.
Sure.
But now they're going to say, well, NATO's weak, we don't want NATO. Nothing to do with NATO, because it was weird how that came out. And I believe, like you're seeing, they are literally being surrounded in a slow, cancerous way, let's use that term, compared to just going in and taking it over. They're just slowly circling that, and just like they're going to stop there. They're going to leave that portion open, and then hold that position for whatever amount of time, and then move on and take more and more. All I know is I don't see this going well. I don't see it going well. There's going to have to be some incident to pull us in, because Ukraine's not winning. They're not winning.
Yeah. Well, so a lot of people are saying like Russia's failing miserably. Russia failed. They're horrible. The only measure Russia failed by is what we figured they would do with their full capability of carpet bombing, taking as much ground as possible, fuck everything. We don't care about a national incident or an international incident. We're already the bad guys kind of deal. But I mean, it took they're gaining. So hold on just a second. Let me look up these numbers so I don't get them wrong.
Right, while you're doing that, and that's the other thing too, is what I think what bothers me and truly upsets me is the fact that nobody either understands history, reads history, or because to back Russia and say make Russia great again on it's like, oh my God, what has happened to society? I mean, he's literally going in and taking over another country, just taking over another country, and a communist country is going in and taking over a democratic country, and they're cheering it on. What the hell's happened to us? What in the hell has happened to people to not be able to process that information? That is dumbfounding to me. It's just dumbfounding. It drives me insane.
Sure.
Find your numbers.
No, not yet, but I know they're here somewhere. I just can't remember what I searched to find them. Basically, it was basically. I wish I could figure it out. It was how long it took U.S. forces to take how much land in Iraq when we came up and took Baghdad. And, of course, we didn't want an international incident. We didn't go in and just slaughter the people. We didn't go in and just carpet bomb the fucking place. Like, we took out strategic locations. We went in. We had air support. We had all our stuff. But we honestly went from one. I think the army took one side of the country. The Marines took the other, and we went north, right, and met in Baghdad. The amount of land they're grabbing is actually faster than we got to Baghdad. By it's not quite twice as fast, but it's pretty close to it. So it is slow, but only by Russians' measures of like a blitzkrieg style attack. I'll find the numbers in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems like they're trying to slow play it. So at least some people, they can still convince, hey, we're not the bad guys. Hey, we didn't do this. Hey, we didn't do that. At least we didn't do it like this. And if they would have went in there and had more international incidents than they already had, right? We saw like it hit a hospital, it hit a kindergarten, it hit this, they hit that. If they would have had that like all the time, they might have solidified some type of agreement from other countries to move in and do something more radical with Ukraine, to partner with Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't think people truly they don't understand. They just don't understand, and it's all about. It is scary to me the way Trump, 4 years in office, has, to me, damaged the mental state of society as much as it has.
Right.
It has truly damaged the mental state of society. Oh, he's been great for the country. He did this. He did that. He did this. But in regards to education, critical thinking, and stuff like this, it has literally damaged. It has damaged that aspect. Somehow, and I'm not saying it was him, but it was definitely the drive from information from China, information from Russia to basically brainwash us. They're brainwashed. I mean, literally brainwashed. And when you say make Russia great again,
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty extreme for sure.
yeah, that was a point where I was like, please tell me you're joking. Because that's a point where it's like, you have no idea. You have no idea. None.
It's pretty bad. I never thought that I would see people saying shit like "make Russia great again." That.
And I'm not saying Trump did that. I'm saying the Trump 4-year era, the damage that was done during the Trump 4-year era.
And post, I mean, all the crazy that's been being spread since. It hasn't got any better. I mean, we still got people out here running around saying, "Oh, you expect your Nassara payments, but it's going to take 10 years to complete it." I don't know.
Hey, do you know what? Drop the link because I'd like V to come in here. Hey, V, before you leave, why don't you get a set of balls up? Why don't you balls up and click the link, and you can say that basically to our face. I dare you. Or you can just type it in the chat and be like, "Hey, blah blah blah." But when we drop a link, where are you at? I got no problem if you jump in the link.
What did they say? No one was even talking to him. Who hurt your feelings, V?
Yeah. Yes, Sage. I understand you don't have mental problems, and I have great critical thinking skills. Wait.
You hold on. I understand and don't have mental problems. He doesn't have mental problems. I have great critical thinking skills, but fuck you both. Bye.
Jump in. Show me your critical thinking skills. Jump in. Click the link. Show me what you got.
Why? Don't know. It's bad, dude. So many people are brainwashed to think this is good, to think this is it. They found their new hero. I swear, I said it the other day. If Putin announced an invasion and landed on our shore in North Carolina, they'd be a bunch of Q-tards running down there to give him hugs and ask if they could help. Can we help? Can we do something? Can we be part of this?
If this is the best tool, the best weapon you got, I'll mail you a ball gag. Give me your address because that's where you're at. That's where you're at. That's the best part.
No.
Well, I don't want to click the link. Fine, I'll post my phone number. You can call in through the Rodecaster. You just let me know if you want to call in. This is the bitches. These are the bitches right here. That it's like, keyboard. I'm gonna type you.
What? Let me find this. I do want to. Not that this is the same show as my normal show, but I guess since this is going on,
pull it up. No, pull it up because we're just kind of doing what we want on this show. This is basically just we do what we want, and I don't feel like it's your show. I feel like it's our show, so I can also light people up more on this show.
Let's see here.
Oh, because I'm going to do a photo shoot with one. That's why I keep mentioning it. I'm literally going to do a photo shoot with a truther ball gag.
Oh no!
Hey, this is Janine. How you doing? We are just working out a few technical difficulties here. Mike is in the house. Okay, so we're.
Few question for Mike
on this. Okay, hi Robert. Robert, how are you doing? May, how are you doing? Saying good afternoon to you guys now. I was on here early this morning, at least I think it was. I think I walk in my sleep and come on here. 1776, Michelle, how are you doing? Linda Mason, how are you doing? And I'll be right back with you guys.
Let's just bring on Mike there. There he is. Mark Panene, everybody.
Hello, Mike.
Can you hear me?
I think you've got a bad connection because I can barely see you.
You can barely see me, okay?
Or else it's me. It could be on my end. Yeah, I think we just lost him again.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Mike, are you there? Oh, I see
Wow.
you moving.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, you guys, have a little patience here. This is just he's trying to
What is her green screen and then this table with a pot on it and
Yeah, that's
a
actually
geode
there.
wearing a hat? What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
get the sound.
I'm reading back through V's messages. None of them made sense. One of them said, "Why do you assume is Russia deep state versus the West?" What is? I'm not a native English speaker. I don't think. There's no
Well, you
fucking way.
So, you know.
There's no that's like a fourth or fifth language.
To
I'm tell-
work.
Testing.
Heavy breathing.
You know what? See, later on, he gives medical advice.
I've
Basically,
got a couple of questions.
he is the worst person. I mean, look at him. Listen to him. He's the worst person to be the one saying this is, medical advice. Just so you know.
Here already marked. Well, Mike, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
So somebody asks is he still here? He's been on sabbatical for a while, but yeah, he's definitely still here.
Stacy says she hears me.
He had that one heart attack on air that turned out to be indigestion or something, but other than that, he's been doing good.
Yeah, got a lot of money for that too.
I'm gonna skip ahead. So,
but he doesn't do this for the money.
Eva, hey, how are you?
Okay.
I have not adjusted the screen any or the size of it any. This is exactly how he appears on stream. Half his head cut off. He's gigantic, and she turned her camera off. This is exactly how it happened.
Oh, I thought
Mike, can you say something now?
Do
Weird.
what?
I thought you zoomed in. That's weird.
I'm just going to go off screen.
Can you hear me?
All right. Apparently, everyone looks and sounds good. It must be on my end. Let me just check something here.
Her volume's not on. Is that what y'all said?
Tell us something new. Okay. We might get to that today.
Today was a day too. It was supposed to happen. Something at 6 o'clock or something.
I would love it to be that cough drop in his mouth. Hearing that breathing up close, personal, moist.
Wow.
When do you think the Federal Reserves will be shut down?
I'm going to do this.
Completely when this all takes place. May. The end of May is when it's going to happen.
Of 2042.
All that is going to be completely shut down.
That's what
Tori, love you too.
That shepherd of the forest or whatever on the Z-Man's thing was saying that, the IRS is shut down. You don't have to pay your taxes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, pay your taxes. I can actually, I think we're going to have to do it. I am paying because we screwed up my taxes allegedly last year. So I am paying the IRS. They are taking my money every single month. They are sending a bill to me every single month, and I can show you that I'm paying taxes.
Jeff B has 19 best friend FBI agents and all 19 of their lawyers. So 38 FBI agents, 38 FBI lawyers who all pulled their kids out of school in the state of New York for a meeting that never happened, and none of them had paid taxes this year.
Well, I am paying my taxes, and they are sending me an invoice every month to pay my taxes. Now, I did get a buddy of mine who sent me something saying that they are extending the ELD loans. They don't want you paying. Stop paying us. Don't pay us. They're extending it instead of 24 months, like an additional time, like 30 months. I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow because I did do a video saying that, they took this money and then they hold it off, and then why would they keep extending this money? And then you have the president mention that they're going to go after people but they keep extending this money for you guys.
Mhm. Of
That's
course.
it.
Thank you, Nancy. We enjoyed it at the show last night. All right, I got a question here. What is going on at the Capitol funeral? Not real sure what's going on. I haven't checked that out today yet so far. When can we expect the EBS? I worry about my dad, 74 years old, 74 years young, being home alone. I'd rather try to plan on him with us. Yeah. I don't know that we're going to have a full on. How about now, Janine? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. It was my side. I apologize about that.
That's no problem. So she's asking
Oh,
EBS,
should have muted.
Jaw Mom, Gall Mom, okay? I'm
Gma.
assuming
Gma.
Gma. There you go. Okay.
Gma. Golf mom, gold mom, God mom, G mom.
She's asking about EBS, and I'm not entirely 100% sold that we're actually going to have an EBS lockdown. We may have some alerts, but it won't be like a lockdown. If riots break out, obviously there'll be a need for the alerts. If we see some of that social unrest and activity that could lead towards rioting, you might have an EBS in that area. As far as a full-blown countrywide EBS, I don't think we're going to have that. I do believe we will have a countrywide nuclear alarm. Okay, where all the alarms sound off at the bases, you'll be able to hear it once they do. Don't matter how far away it is, because it'll be all across the country, and all the bases that we have will carry the sound. So that, okay, and that may be just lead us into the scare event after they blow up the White House, or just before they blow up the White House. But I'm not 100% sold that we are going to have a full-blown EBS like they discussed. We've discussed in the past. I'm just not seeing it in the cards. The research is not showing it. A need for it here in our country. Other countries have had it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question.
That makes sense.
Make the plan to have your dad with you, Jima. Go ahead and get that plan made.
Do what?
Change VBS heart, because it was coming. I don't see it in the cards now. What do you mean? So the plan's changing? Go ahead.
All right, because there will be a period of 2 or 3 days where we won't have communications. All right, we won't have internet, we won't have cell phones. It could be longer than 2 or 3 days, but right now all indicators are 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that happens.
And we could go up to 6 to 8 hours without power. We're not looking at days without power. Because basically, unbeknownst to the people that are asleep, that's why we're still in the Great Awakening right now, and it's prolonged. The Great Awakening has been prolonged so much, is that we're switching to the Tesla power.
Oh.
Tesla power.
Where else?
Battery walls.
Ooh, let me grab my glasses.
Yeah, here, let me read some to you, Mike. I was,
Okay. They basically confiscated all of Elon Musk's Teslas, and they put them on giant hamster wheels that turn an electric motor backwards and then make electricity.
Did they take the green screen Tesla?
It's pretty convenient. That one's a satellite to route the rest of the wireless power.
Gotcha. They'd be brilliant. I actually think Tesla should make a green screen car, the same color as a green screen.
Sure.
They should.
Starring some. So Dante's 22 says, will Obama be the first public arrest?
Yes, that's what all indicators are right now.
Oh, cool. Very good. Okay, says...
if you noticed, he come down with COVID the other day.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
A bunch of them are coming down with COVID right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see here. I don't want to talk too much about the thing in the arm. So if we could stay away from that, because we're on YouTube, I appreciate it. Anything medical, health-wise, I know that there's a lot of questions in there, but they're removing a lot of people off of this platform right now.
Oh,
So
they're pulling them down, chat.
Question from Kazan Wing says, ML said that the QFS will be live in 3 months. ML, is that correct? ML, I don't know.
The QFS is already live, guys. I mean, I don't know how else to tell you. I mean, Putin is not telling his country about it because it's 3 months away. He's telling his country about it because it's live, and he said it's live, and he said it's live everywhere. Okay.
What's the QFS?
We reported yesterday on last night's show.
Quantum financial system.
Oh,
it is in the Sargasara.
Yeah, because Jeff, my Ukraine Jeff doesn't know about it.
So that Ukraine got a bunch of Starlink satellite equipment. Okay, that's because they're getting ready to go live with the QFS in Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know,
So the other resource too, Mike, is your channel brings such great information. I love what you guys are doing. I love the team, and one of the things that I also listen to, I only listen to a couple of other people's X22 report. Now he's actually talking about how the Diaz is basically out of money, right?
yes.
They need money, they need funding, and what are they going to do? They don't hit. They got cut off from cash, they got cut off from everything. The only thing I think they have is that crypto, and so they're going to try to sneak in the crypto into the fiat somehow. That they can't walk away with all this cash and stuff, so they need to be funded. And he's saying that they're not going to be able to do any of this, right? The monies have basically gone away. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we know that here in the country, the deep state is the corporation. Okay, they're definitely bankrupt. We've
Okay.
time and time again of that. All right,
Yeah.
the illegitimate house and government, right on up the ladder to the fake resident, is that they don't have any income to do things with. All right, prime example is the bill they just passed, the $1.9 trillion, whatever it is. That's all fake narrative, guys. We're in an info war.
Okay.
We bankrupted the corporation bankrupted the first time in '99. Well, not the first time, but the first time we got to know about it in '99. But how did they keep it going without this happening? What's happening right now is they just kept control of the narrative. The information and the propaganda that was being put out led us all to believe that everything was okay and that they were our legitimate government. At the time, we didn't question it. Shame on us, right?
Mm-hmm. We weren't paying attention.
Yeah, we weren't. We were, we were definitely not paying attention. So my thoughts are that
bankrupt
blockade has been tested, and they definitely are out of money because that was one of the first things that Q had us all do was follow the money. And once we figured out how that was working for them and the things that they were doing with the money, our tax dollars, and we began to cut those things off. All right. The IRS, the mainstream media, not the mainstream media, but the IRS, the Federal Reserve, central banking system, which is SWIFT, right?
It is.
All right. Even though Nassar and Jassar may go active, guys, they'll still be active until May. Those other entities will still be active until May. Now, the IRS is already shut down. The only thing they're doing is collections. All right. The Treasury Department is handling your tax returns right now until they flip the switch on the new tax code.
So what does that mean? If I could take it to the next level there, that's a great point that you bring up. People are having to pay their taxes now. So will it just come back? Do you have any idea how that's going to?
It's tracked. Yeah, I mean, it's tracked and it'll come back through Nassara.
Okay.
Even your mortgage, if you're paying a mortgage still right now, it's going to all come back through Nassara. Okay.
So there's
because
two
debt
things.
relief has started in the country already. It started on the 15th.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Did they end any of your bills behind the scenes, Sage?
No. I can try stop paying them. I don't mind, but I'm pretty sure that they still nothing's ended. I still have a mortgage. Nobody's told me not to pay it. They still want their money.
I gotcha. You must not be behind the scenes enough. Well, you are Antifa, so.
Well, yeah, I am Antifa, or maybe it goes by your name, by my last name or something, or odds or evens. Who knows with the Social Security number? I have no idea, but I do know for a fact we did get our bill to pay our mortgage, our bill to pay our taxes, our light bill.
And you threw it away, right?
No. We paid it. We're going to continue to pay it. Until our Nassara money comes in, I guess. I don't know.
So there's people out there that if they do their taxes they owe, and then there's people that collect. I would collect if you're a collector.
Right.
Okay. There is a question here up on the screen, and it says, I'm not on, and this relates to my family too. I am not on disability. I hurt my back 20 plus years ago, and I've never stopped working. I work in pain daily. When the QFS comes through, will I be able to stop working? That's a great question.
Yeah, we want to be cautious about that. I don't know what your age is. You don't mention your age, Paul. Just a little bit of advice right there. If you're able to work or you're not able to work because of health reasons like your back, obviously we want you to get healed. Okay, we don't want you out there every day in pain. That's no way to live. That's the way the cabal would have us live. God does not want us to live like that. Okay, God wants us to live in an abundance of health and wealth, and our health is our wealth, first and foremost. Okay,
great point.
But if you're not, I mean, if you're like me, I'm 50 years old. I still got 20 years of work left in me. Okay,
why are you not working?
It's going to change.
Do what?
Why is he not working?
He quit his job after his GoFundMe.
He's got 20 years of work left in him, but he's not working.
That's right.
When Nassar and Jassar come about. And that's the point I want to make is that your work will be more of what you're passionate about. Okay. Because a lot of fields are going to go away because every system is going to be taken apart. But you're going to be able to do more of what you're passionate about, and you're going to be able to give more of yourself and your money to humanity to improve humanity all across the country and the world. So when you're thinking about stopping work to be healed, that's a great thing. Okay, those resources will be there for you to do that, whether it's monetary or med beds or whatever the case may be, whatever the need is for you to heal and come back to a free person, a sovereign being, where we have been entities, chattel, if you will. All right, before under the old garden, old systems, admiralty and maritime law.
Admiralty and maritime law. That's the gold fringe on the flag. Also, did you know that Chuck Grassley has been made president?
No, I was not made aware of that.
Yeah, you want me to show you proof?
I was made aware that I believe Yori dropped the link, and I believe V bitched out and is not clicking it because I don't see anybody in there. So if everybody just make sure, I'm just waiting for V to click the link. I'm going to drop in the chat here again just real quick because that's the one I'm waiting for. So let's see if V goes. Come on.
See if I can find this picture right quick.
Okay, doing that.
Chuck.
So V, please report to the principal's office. V, man up, put the keyboard down, or woman up. I have no idea. And put the keyboard down. Click the link.
Yeah, they're not coming, but
they're never coming. They never. They just
All right.
they
not gonna dive deep into that.
Go ahead.
They just type on the keyboard.
Yeah,
because that's a whole nother conversation. But
that's another day.
The freedom and the sovereignness is what we're aiming to get you towards. So if you need time off of work to heal, there will be no issues for you doing that.
All right, here is the proof. Here is the proof that Grassley is president. Let me see if I can get it pulled over here right quick. I'll probably have to save it and pull it over if it's just one photo.
Get rid of this right here.
He is the official president of the United States, chat. I don't want to alarm anybody. I'm just trying to let you guys know. So here we go. So if we pull this Telegram over here, of course, all good evidence comes from Telegram.
Yes.
So this is Chuck Grassley in his office. And it says, enjoyed a meeting with college interns working in the Iowa delegation in this semester in Reps Henson's, Miller Meeks, and Finstra's office. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, meeting.
Here is the next photo. And it says, another teletown meeting tonight with Iowans issues. SCOTUS, IRS refunds, Iran deal, my cattle transparency bill, Russia, Ukraine, energy independence, bipartisan, my RX drug bill, record inflation, etc. Okay?
Gotcha.
In his office again.
Yep.
Now look at the full photo and the flag behind him. Notice anything different?
Well, the golden eagle of the president they're allegedly saying is on the top. Is that what they're saying? That he's the president because of that? Am I right? Is that it? That's the evidence?
I want you to give you a second to absorb this. You got it?
I think so.
He is president because there is an eagle above his flagpole in his office. Hold on. First of all, congratulations. Second of all,
who has said that? Who has said that?
This picture right here. You don't see it?
Yeah, no, I see the eagle, yes. But who has said what? Where does it say he's now president because of that?
This picture right here. Have you seen it?
Okay. Yep. I see the eagle. It's right there. But my question is who is the person posting that he is now president?
I feel like you need to look at the picture again. Are you looking at the picture?
I'm looking. I got it. Okay, looking at the picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
I see do you feel different about the picture?
Not so much. Not so much. I see the eagle. And allegedly it's the Gold Eagle President USA. Is that something the president carries around with him? Like, if I bought that same flag, do I become president? Because I'll order that
Are
flag.
you talking or are you looking at the picture? So there, to be fair, there is some old Army guidelines that say that. So every military branch is different. When you're talking about flag topper guidelines, I think it's called the finial or something. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe the finial, FINIAL. Maybe the truck is the ball and then the finial is on top. But there is an old Army regulation that is in 840-10 that says that. When the army like approves 4 finials that are restricted, it is the eagle for presidential flag staffs, the spearhead for army flags, the acorn for markers, and the ball, the truck ball, for both outdoor and wall-mounted advertisings of the U.S. flag. Now that's different for like the Air Force is the same. I think the Air Force says that it's the eagle for the presidential flag staff. They have a spade is what's used for all the rest of their flags. But even the Navy's different than that. And the Navy, a spread eagle, which is what this is, it's spread wings. A spread eagle is used for individuals who are eligible to receive or have received a 19 gun salute or higher. A halberd is used for flag officers who receive lower than a 19 gun salute, or a civilian that receives at least 11 but less than 19. And a ball is used for officers who ranks the same as a captain in the Navy. The rest of the branches don't really have a whole lot of guidelines for like what's on top of the flag. But as far as like when we're talking about like civilian use, when we're talking about the use basically anywhere else, there really is none. Like whatever flag topper you want, you just get. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. Like there's I could go buy a flag with that on it. There's tons of flags that get sold with a spread eagle on top of them, or the solemn eagle, the solemn eagle that's kind of looking to its left a little bit, or just a ball or a spade or a whatever. But apparently this right here is being passed around Twitter to show that the transition has been made. Chuck Grassley is now interim president until Trump comes back.
No. I am literally on Amazon right now, looking to buy this myself. I am going to take that presidency before him.
Please don't take a picture of it and declare yourself president.
I am.
Oh,
I will.
God.
And I'll put it on Twitter.
It says 217 and 3722 are pictures of Grassley in that office with the flag showing. However, you can't see the eagle on top until today. Go look of what the meaning of that is. Let's fucking go. Hey, man. Fucking Jeff told you, watch the corn.
Yes, watch the cornfields. Watch the crop circles. I'm trying to find this thing. Go. All right.
You're trying to find what? Just a flag with an eagle on it?
Yeah.
A flagpole with an eagle on it?
I've got a couple of them, but I want to. I mean, if I'm going to go president, I want a good one. So I'm not looking for the cheap shit here. So I'm trying to find a good one. There, this one's here. This one's here. That's pretty good right there. I mean, seriously. I mean,
the flag code is silent in regard to the makeup, size, and structure of the flagpole. The flagpole's topping ornaments are also not subject to any restrictions under the U.S. flag code. As with many traditions and customs associated with the display of the flag, the standard flagstaff topping ornaments in common use come from the assorted allowed military regulations not in use any longer. These include the eagle, acorn, gilt, lance, ball, gilt, star, spear, or flat truck from the Navy. Most commonly used and encountered is the eagle. Of course.
Okay, so I just need an eagle.
We're all presidents.
Yeah.
In our hearts.
No, I want the eagle on top of the flag at the house so I can declare myself president. Oh, I think I found one.
I just found a solid brass one for like $300 fucking dollars. I wonder how big that son of a bitch is.
I know. They're not cheap, bro. They're not cheap.
Mm.
I'm pulling the same stuff here. Pretty pretty high prices. Like this one here, it doesn't even tell me the price. I got to click on it. Wingspan, 10-inch wingspan. Yeah, that's good.
Band, like spandex.
Flying Eagle, 10-inch wingspan.
There you go.
I'm at $79.95.
That's a pretty good deal. I'd get it.
You know what? I'm gonna make my green screen.
You want me to show you what 10 inches looks like so you don't get confused? You just have to subtract 2 from it, but
well, I think it's the other way around. I have to add 8.
Maybe. Well, I was planning on showing it to you 5 times. You just add them together. Back to the video.
Okay, let's see here. A lot of questions about continuing the work. So I think that what I'm seeing in here overall is that you don't want people to get their hopes up high when there is a switch that is flipped, and then they think they could just quit what they're doing, because things still have to unfold here, right? They've got to. We've got to be notified. So you're right. If somebody is hurting, that last question up there really pertained to my husband, and his name is Paul. And I thought, wow, is that my husband putting that up there? He's at work.
Yeah, somebody come get your grandma. Paul, come get your wife. She's lost it.
Jesus,
But
Paul.
there's a lot of people that are still working through their pain, and I, it's god awful what they did to us, and I just bless each and every one of you for just keep moving on and everything like that. But I hope that there's going to be relief come to everybody who needs it really soon.
That's right, Bobby Collins.
Yeah, I agree, and I believe it is really soon.
Okay, but we have to let it work its way through. It's a process,
Yes,
and I think that as we all get educated, we can all make those own personal decisions as we go. Mike's giving you very high level information. He doesn't know the details about each and every one of you, but at least you guys are asking the good question, because it affects a lot of other people out there. Let's see here. MS77 says, well, it's in line. So this is same content, if you will, about people who are pending disability cases.
Yeah, those will no longer go through a court system, guys, like they do now. It'll be more like a health issue that will be addressed with the workplace. Okay. I'm not real sure of the details, but it's going to be more fair and equitable for the worker to get the healing that they need. If you're having a pending disability case, you'll have the necessary resources to plead that case out. And if you go on something like disability, you'll be given a living wage through NASARA. All right. Now, one thing that they're not going to put up with, guys,
a living wage.
We the people aren't going to put up with it either. Is all of a sudden everybody doesn't want to work no more because we all got plenty of money.
Bingo.
All right. That does.
So they're gonna pay you to not work. So they're gonna pay you to the point where you don't have to work, but then they're gonna force you to work under the threat of death.
And we know what that's called, right? That's communism.
Right.
Right. Okay. Good.
Doesn't get what happens is we're all spending money. Nobody's making stuff or making money to put it back, and eventually we're all run out of money.
So, Mike, if I can address this in a little bit different perspective, a lot of these people who may be asking these are pretty much closer to the retirement because they want to retire. They may not have saved up the funds because it was taken away from them. But on the other hand of it, on a positive note, you have the younger generations out there that will be creative and keep in the flow. But at the same time, we can't have everybody from 50 to 90 just, if you're in your 50s and you're healthy, continue working. I see the thing is, it's so confusing because there's been so much information out there about what NASARAs are. They give you that list that's out there, but there's no detailed information out there, if you will, to basically understand when they can retire, what it's going to take to retire, where the money's at. So I think that's what I'm seeing the theme in all the questions here. But once they do flip the switch, will that be for NASARA? Will that be done in May? Is that what you're saying here?
No, I don't know when NASARA is going to get flipped. Okay, the switch. What will be done in May is all the old systems, financial systems. By the end of May, we're talking about the Federal Reserve, central banking.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So those older systems, it's just like anything else. My background is being a computer programmer, and I say this all the time. When you have a legacy system and then you got a new system coming in, they run parallel. Testing was done on the newer system, and on the older system, they're just working out what they have to work out. Because you look at it from the financial perspective. I used to do programming. Finance module, if you will, was always the last piece because it's so important. And that's what I think we're talking about here. Is that's the last piece that they make sure that they can tie up all the ends on the legacy system, the old system, and then I do believe that the QFS system is everything's been in place. It's been tested, and they're waiting for.
That's what Charlie Ward was working on.
Is that right?
Yes, and they're just absolutely mirroring the legacy side right now. There's still a few things going on nefariously in the stock market that they haven't put their finger slightly all the way on yet, but it will get exposed and it will happen, and you'll see the stock market crash and those people get taken down. But it's going to run parallel with it and mirror it. Okay, your 401ks, they are safe because they're being mirrored by the QFS system. Of course, it won't come back to you as a 401k; it'll come back to you through the NASARA part of it. when you talk about retirement age, it was kind of a two-part question. What I was hearing, when you talk about retirement age, we're not going to have a government to tell us when to retire anymore.
No.
Okay. With that being said, we also have to remember that
we don't.
humanity is being called.
Hold on. Go ahead.
We don't now. We don't have a government to tell us when to retire. We don't now. You can retire whenever you want to retire, but
unless the government tells you not to.
Exactly. That's the you see what I'm saying? Like, if you have the money right now, you can retire right now. The government doesn't tell you when you can.
Unless your paperwork doesn't get approved by the Kremlin.
Well, no. Not that's no.
Yeah.
Well, make Russia great again.
To our efforts are all about repairing humanity and keeping humanity uplifted on Earth, our country and on Earth. You know, so yeah, I mean, I can't turn 45 and say I'm just going to retire. You know, without looking at the full scope of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and most people that retire, they don't want it. They want to retire from the corporations that suck the life out of them, right?
Right.
So that's your good opportunity to take a look at these humanitarian projects and help humanitarian. You know, I'm sure that everybody's always wanted to help others, but they couldn't because they were worried about putting the food on their own table, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we went from neighbors being like family to we just want to sue each other.
Yeah.
You know, and
get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. You got to cut that tree down. It's hanging over my yard. You know, crazy stuff.
Yeah, you built.
I got something I'll hang over in your yard, Mike.
That fence 50 years ago, and it's always been on my property. Now I want you to take it down. Those silly things that we sweat the small stuff. So now we are actually looking at the bigger picture of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. The other aspect of it is that, guys,
that's literally a giant piece of watermelon hanging over his head. Somebody asked me earlier if it was a pagan altar. I'm pretty sure it's a thing to hold pictures. I think it says sweet memories. And then it's a big watermelon with seeds and all.
I have no idea what that issue is.
Pagan altar.
You may not have to work full time. What we know is full time. You got to remember, full time has been a lie. Okay, people, you won't. I mean, if you work 20 hours a week, that gives you more time. Our responsibility, as we the people, and the overseers of the country, as a whole, is going to increase. And if it doesn't, then you're doing the wrong things, and you'll be outcasted. Okay, because we're going to have to have time off of work to have these assemblies in each community. So all our voices are heard, not just.
All right, so you have to take time off work to have weekly assemblies in your community to get people together.
In North Korea, they have that every morning. They would have, they legitimately have like morning exercises. They all get together to have weekly meetings to run their communities in North Korea.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, and then they'll have somebody from the higher ups will come down and meet with them and make sure that they're having these meetings and that everything's going okay in their communities the way that the Communist Party wants them to go.
Outcasted to where? Out.
Just out.
It's not that you'll be an outcast. It's that you'll be cast out.
Out to where?
Out. Not in. Out.
To outcasted where, though?
From in.
From in.
Some elected official that doesn't want to serve us in the first place. That's going away. Our elected officials are going to be part-time.
Oh, they were asking if this was a pagan altar. That makes more sense, first of all. Second of all, I don't know. I can pull up the magnifier. This is a new toy I got. Oh, look at this. Dun, dun,
Wow.
dun. Anyways, so this is a big geode rock, and then she stores her hats on it, right? There's 3 hats sitting there. And then it looks like maybe a weird crock pot with some pheasants on it. And then some type of like smudge pot or something. Like she's burning incense in front of it. Is that a pagan altar? I don't know.
I don't know either. That's a good question.
I wonder who she's been pegging. I mean, I wonder if she is pagan and who she celebrates that with. So I meant YouTube, you crazy. Get your mind out of the gutters.
Yeah. Not what you.
Employees are, okay. Trump said over and over again in 2017, it's a part-time job. We're grateful that they're doing it and we can elect them, but it's still a part-time job. Government doesn't rule over us. We rule over it. We don't worship government in our country. We worship God.
So basically,
somebody said, are these people undercover communists? Basically, the way I figure it, the far right Q offshoot and the very far left progressive, not the like the regular like middle of the road like liberal, but the far left progressive have both went. They think they're on a line, like a line, and they're getting further away from each other. But it's more like they're on a circle, and they started down at the bottom, opposite of each other, and they kept pushing further and further and further away, and now they're just back to back at the top of the circle, both asking for universal basic income, both asking for universal health care, and both professing propaganda from the Communist Party. Pay us, and then you can assign us a job, and we'll do it. But we need a living wage, and then we need med beds, and it should all be free, and we should do this, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they've met.
And I know what this movement always has been about, and I think a lot of people here on this channel does. It's always been to be in the essence of God, standing in the light of God. And it was really hard to do when we were in the Matrix, but now we can't. Now that we know what we know, we have to go back to that, and that's why we are here. So I've got somebody coming in here. Let's see.
Yeah, I would completely disagree with that. That Q are just leftists pretending to be right wing. They're not. They're people that I agreed with a lot of the time before, and they just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. Some of the people in this chat believed in Q, and I would not think they consider themselves leftist, even though they found a lot now. Are there people planted in there? Probably so. Is Scott McKay secretly working for a 3-letter agency? Yeah, probably. ML too, I think. It's very likely.
I can almost guarantee ML is.
The ML had a 3-letter agency show up at his house the other day and tell him that he was being watched and groomed. And he asked for what, and they said, "We can't tell you that. It's a matter of national security, sir." And then he said, well, let me ask you one more question. Who's president? And they said, "Sir, are you dumb? Of course it's Trump. Of course it's Trump." Like he was playing, like he was dumb, right?
Yeah.
Of course it's Trump. Who did you think it would be, sir?
This got so bad that Mike Penny says that he homeschools his kids, and they don't even follow the homeschool training. They just do it themselves.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, please hire a tutor. Please take the money.
What do you want him to be indoctrinated, Sage? Come on, dude.
That is exactly what he says.
Jesus
exactly.
Christ. You just want everybody to grow up to be little commies, don't you?
Well, I'd love for kids to grow up and have some type of proper education that's, done by, somebody of intelligence. Not saying you can't homeschool, but, to not follow any of the courses and Mike Penny be the leader of the homeschool network. Wow.
Does anybody know? I'm legit asking because I haven't been able to figure this out. I've been looking. Does anybody know if -48 is still in Dallas, or if he left and went somewhere else, or what?
They asked during this and nobody answers. I said, I don't know. I don't know of what's going on down there.
So they don't know. They all drank the final Kool-Aid. They'll never be thirsty again.
Well, allegedly.
I just wanted to see their matching tennis shoes before it all happened. I missed it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good.
Hello, Destin Deplorable. How are you?
No, what's up? Hey.
Can you hear? Yeah, she's setting up her microphone. So say hello to Mike.
That's Dustin DeWanda.
We can hear you, but you're very low. Can you hear us? You might have to wear your headset. That's what I found out. Okay. So we'll let you work that out. I'm going to remove you just for a minute here. And okay, so this is an interesting question that May is actually asking, Mike, and it's the Evergreen ship. It is similar to the.
I did hear that, Johnny, that they went to another state to meet up with to meet up with the Freedom Convoy, but then they were supposed to go back. So I don't know.
The other one. So I believe on your show last night, and that was great. I think it was your show. It's the same guy driving the damn thing.
Yep,
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, same guy that was driving the one that got stuck in the Suez Canal was captain of the ship the one that's stuck in the Chesapeake Bay.
So
yeah,
that's totally white hat.
Yeah, it's totally white hat.
What is that cargo or whatever's on it? Is it full? Do you know, or is it just?
I think those are empty containers.
Okay.
All right. We would send a lot more activity in the videos that we've gotten. We would have seen a lot more activity around it if there was actually cargo on board. But I believe them to be empty containers as a stage false flag white hat event. The reason why Evergreen is so big on the side of it is because the Durham probe is about to drop HRC in the dirt, once and for all. We're going to get rid of that crazy lady once and for all. She's no more than has 9 lives,
Yeah.
I don't.
Let's see
I
what
don't
else
know
we
how
have here. People want.
it has anything to do with HRC. If anybody watches what's going on with shipping, I'm gonna actually get him on again, and we'll interview him together. He kind of explains exactly what happened to the ship in the canal, and to a T, and it has nothing to do with a white hat operation or HRC. I don't believe HRC was actually driving either of those ships, so I'm not sure how she's involved.
Well, because it's her, it has something to do with her code name, and she's getting busted. And one of the vessels was called Obama, and then something else happened, right?
I don't know. I get lost in the confusion of the operation and the movie.
Secret Service call sign. Secret Service code name for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, there's a code name for her?
Yeah, the president and their wife always do. President Bill was codenamed Eagle. Chelsea Clinton, codenamed Energy. Senator Hillary Clinton was codenamed Evergreen. Evergreen. There you go.
I admit defeat.
So she's going to run aground one day.
She's going to run aground one day.
Want to know about land taxes? These are kind of redundant questions for you, Mike, but please have patience. There's always
No
a new person, and I know you do have patience.
So repeat that for me one more time.
This is well, it's kind of a vague question. It says, "What about land taxes?" So I'm guessing.
I can almost guarantee it wasn't the same captain that ran both ships aground, because that captain is no longer going to be working for that company. He cost them like millions and millions of dollars in the Suez Canal. He's not working there anymore.
It's not the same captain.
I'm going to guess. Yeah.
Yeah, property tax is going to go away. It's state law, guys. Next week or so, I haven't got a confirmed date, but I did get a confirmation. I have some experts coming on that are going to talk about that. Okay, common law goes into place, which changes real estate law altogether. All right. We've got a lot to learn there.
Nope.
As we the people, we got a lot to learn. I mean, it's air, water, and land, right? Then you got estate law or real estate law. All right, which coincides with all of that, because you can own a yacht that's on the water, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you could also own a piece of land that you build a house on. Okay. All of the things that we used to know about that are going to change.
Whoa,
how we finance it, if we need to finance it.
What's air? I can live on a boat. I can live on the land. What's air?
Air?
Yeah, he says land, water, air.
Yeah, that's the Galactic Federation. They got hover ships.
Okay, so then I can live on those ships. Got it. Okay.
Yes, and make sure you don't get on an Evergreen Galactic Federation ship, because it runs aground often.
Yeah.
Same captain. I'm gonna skip ahead. I can't watch all this through.
Yeah, high speed this thing, man. It gets better in the middle.
Yeah, I remember I think it was on Oprah, because I used to watch her shamefully, but I did.
60 Minutes, he did 60 Minutes like that too.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't run unless the country absolutely needed him to, or something like
They
that.
all float down here.
Yep, he was giving us comms back then. His very first tweet, he was giving us comms in 2012. He started talking about the children in 2012 on Twitter.
Those were the good old days before he got censored.
Yeah.
I actually heard X22. Was it? I think it was. No, I think it was on your show last night, didn't it? With Julie explained the whole Trump and the trailer, and I'll tell you that's an excellent video, and I believe it's on. Is it Julie Blue? What is her name?
JulieBlue.com. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to see that. If you didn't see Mike's show last night, please go try to find it. Mike, where can I find your shows that are recorded now?
The TruthSeekers88.com and PatriotPartyNews.com.
Okay. I highly recommend everybody go watch last night's show.
Yeah,
so
we're getting Rumble straightened out. We had to come to an agreement with Rumble. We're working that out now. And we're going to be on Rumble as well.
Can you please explain Future Proof's past?
Oh.
I didn't even know they had a website. I'm glad I watched this. What was it? TruthSeekers88.com?
Yeah, TruthSeekers88.com.
What? Do you know why they went with 88?
I don't. Do you?
You know why 88 is big in the white nationalist movement?
No.
because 8 is and they're big in they're big in gematria or whatever. So H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and H is HH would be Hell Hitler. Like there's a bunch of like legit neo-Nazi skinheads that have 1488 like tattooed on one, or just 88 or SS 88. But 14 is the 14 words, which is we must secure blah 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 for our white children, the future of white children. Hold on, I'll look it up so I don't mess it up. 14.
Why would they go with that? Like, why do they?
I don't know, but they have to know that it's literally classified as a hate symbol. But the 14 words is we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. That's the 14 words that like the white nationalists live by. And then 88 stands for HH, which is Hell Hitler. And they're literally like, hold on, I'll show you all the tattoos. Like they're like prison tats for like skinheads. But it's obviously it's a big deal. 14/88, 1488, 1488, 1488 with the SS, 1488. Like it's well known. 1488 with a swastika. Like it's like this girl I went to high school with who slowly became a meth head recently. Well, not recently. Over the past 5 years, became a meth head. Her boyfriend like spent a bunch of time. Her new boyfriend spent a bunch of time in prison, and he's got like he's got the actual quote of the 14 words tattooed on his chest and 1488 on his back and stuff. Like it's not even like the ADL. A lot of times will take shit that's like memes, like the OK symbol. Like they'll classify that as a hate symbol, but this is not even like a meme. This is like legit. Known, like they do it for prison tattoos. They've been doing it for years before the ADLs even started doing fucking classifying hate symbols like this. Long before the internet. This is not like a meme that slipped into becoming a hate symbol. This has been around forever.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that then.
I don't know why they picked 88 out of all of them. Like I don't get it. Why did they go with 88? So, like, I wasn't saying they picked it because of that. I'm saying, like, I was asking you, do you know why they picked it? And then I was also asking you, do you know what the significance of 88 is, like, for white nationalists and shit? Like, I'm not saying they did it because of that, but no one even fucking looked it up. Like, is somebody going to say anything if we put, like, fucking, here it is on somebody's chest, 1488, honor and loyalty, and a fucking coat of arms with the SS in it. Like, it's not a joke. Like it's legit. By the way, apparently, I guess Jeff B was like chuckling and laughing and shit because KLW News finally got their third strike tonight and got taken down. And he thought it was a big joke about him because they busted his ass. Well, we busted his ass, but they finally realized what a fucking grifting piece of shit he was. And put it out. Even the chat was giving him hell. Like, he's never been right. Oh, he's a LARPer. He likes to run around pretending to play this. Blah, 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 blah. It is, it's crazy. But he's now cheering that on, of course, because, the official Jeff B stance is deplatform.
Right.
Hold on just a second. He has a new channel, KLW News 2. Everybody go subscribe to KLW News 2. He's been really good to us in Sage after we pointed out that he had a leak within his system. So everybody go subscribe to KLW News 2. Thank you, Anita Cast. I'll go subscribe here in just a second.
I just dropped it in the link in the chat.
All right.
This is Allison's question.
Allison, great question. A lot of people haven't asked that question. I expected a lot of people to ask that question. But when you talk about future proves past, okay? Today's events, we're talking like election fraud. All right, I don't know if I should use that on YouTube. Sorry about that.
Hi, everybody. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah. Let's say 9/11, okay? 9/11 was an event to cover up things, right? That were coming at them from.
What the fuck did you just drop? You dropped the link?
Yeah, no, don't click that one. What happened was he stopped
you dropped
the link.
The St. Patrick's Day link.
Yeah, he dropped the link. Hang on.
I tried to go subscribe, and you dropped a St. Patty's Day link from Fox News 5 New York.
Stand by on one.
I already got it. They've already dropped it. They got it. The mods had to straighten you out.
I clicked on it, and he was only live for I don't even know how long, a short period, and it kicked to the next video by the time I clicked the link.
Okay.
From the past, all right, which is Nassar and Disar, which was signed into law in 2000 by Clinton at gunpoint. Okay. And the military had him at gunpoint. And we're not talking about the good faction of the military either. All right.
Oh, of course.
But it's a great reset. So here we are in 2022. Today's Thursday, the 17th. Okay. What event are we about to see that would prove 9/11 in the past?
Oh.
D-class, right?
Oh, yeah.
D-class is about to come about, guys. That's a future-proof past.
No, that's a declassification. Future proves past. That doesn't make fucking sense.
No.
So basically what you're saying is investigation proved past. Like that's not how that works. Like if one event happened and everybody's like, "Oh, this is kind of weird, you know, it doesn't seem to fit the official narrative." Then the exact same event happened or so similar that everybody's like, "Oh my God, this is just like so and so. Remember that event we didn't know?" And it was ruled as a completely different thing that caused it, and that's what everybody thought the conspiracy was from the first one. That would be a present proves past, but still future proves past. Seems like a stretch, no?
Yeah, a little.
Future proves past.
Is that?
I got it. I got it already. Hold on, I'll drop it right now.
Okay.
Is that even?
Is it possible? No, it's not.
By Obama at the tail end of his administration, or his term. That's a future-proof past. They've done that before with another country that they raped and pillaged everything in.
Ego mods. That's the link to channel 2.
Vocabulary list, and we're fixing to get all the definitions.
That's exactly right. Future-proof past. All right.
Yeah, I know it's a Q quote, but that doesn't. It's been around for years in the Q community. That doesn't make it right.
And it applies many different ways. Watch the water. How many meanings has watch the water gotten since this has all started?
Oh my God, so much.
Yep, future-proof fast. All right.
KLW World News 2.
Recently, about 3 weeks ago, showed what they called a bombing in China. It was more than 3 weeks ago. It might have been 5 weeks ago. But really, that's where they already took down the dam, Three Gorges Dam, just hadn't showed everybody. That's another form of future-proof past. JFK's assassination. There's a whole lot into that. You'll see in D-class where future-proof past.
That's great. That's fantastic. That was a great question, Allison.
Mm-hmm. LT and we know does a real good. I'll try to get that video to you. He does a real good explanation of it too. He goes in real in depth.
LT.
You okay there, Mike?
Oh yeah, just swallowed it wrong.
The first time I ran with LT, so LT, runs around and parades that, he was like this Marine, so you should trust him, and he knows all these secrets and blah blah blah. He worked at a radio station. He was like a publicity, like a press officer, and worked at a radio station in the Philippines, I think. And like I don't think he has. I don't know. The first time I ran into him, Scott McKay was giving him a Purple Heart. He's a 20-year Marine. Scott McKay's giving him a Purple Heart, and he accepts it. And the reason he gave him a Purple Heart is because he lost his YouTube channel. That tells me that he's a despicable, low-down piece of shit. He should have told Scott McKay to shove that Purple Heart up his ass. He's not allowed to give them out. But he was like, "Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I might get one on a T-shirt." Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That's rough.
Okay. I'm seeing a bunch of questions in here about people putting their passion in of what they want to do for humanitarian projects, and I just kind of want to let you know this, Mike. What I've done, I've actually started a community. And this community that I started is for people. What I'm doing is I'm asking people like you yourself that have all these shows to come in and talk to everybody for like an hour. And it's a Zoom community. It's done through Patreon. But as I'm seeing this other stuff, I thought that this can evolve into, as we have other people, as things evolve with the Nasera or whatever, the RV, whatever will happen, that we could actually have people who are in these large communities, and it's everyone across the world, right? It's every country that's in this community, be able to educate them on how to get going with their humanitarian projects. So if anybody doesn't know about my community, you can reach out to me. I've got videos out there that I've been putting up the last couple of days, or just go to TTP Reading 1 on Patreon and jump into one of those. There's 3 tier ones. One, you just want to be able to talk to someone if you're lonely, you're not feeling well, just be able to a community.
It's a
second,
lonely.
Basically, that you understand.
Loneliesonly.com if you want to meet a lonely QAnon person.
It doesn't sound like it's free if it's tiered, right?
Well, it's free if you're super lonely.
Well, maybe not.
I think it depends on how lonely you are.
Yeah, that could be.
I'm a lonely loner.
I'm a lonely loner.
A little bit more
All
what's
alone.
actually going on, and there'll be more Q&As. And then the third one is a VIP, where someone like Mr. Penny would come in, even though I'm volunteering him right now. He would come in and talk to you about an hour or whatever. I have my first guest is actually Catherine Edwards. She's going to talk about her passions about animals and what she has done to be a humanitarian. So this is really good for everyone. I'm taking it to the next level because I'm like a little bit ahead, if you will, trying to get more people together in a community and see that you're not alone. Everyone is who knows what's going on is aware of this, but they're not sure where to take it. And so they may find out that there's somebody right down the street from them that they can get together with and start something. So
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's we need more of that, Janine. So thank you for leading the way for that as well. People in the truther communities and have talked about it, but there's been no action that we've seen so far, except for what you just described that you're doing. So it's very powerful, and God bless you, dear.
thank you. Well, Mike, it's people like you that influence me, and they have the heart, and lead with the heart, and so
Yeah.
this is going to evolve, you guys. It's if I'm not available, somebody else will take it over, even someone like Destin or whoever, and it'll just keep rolling. And information, good information, positive information, truth will come out of this. And I will send you an email, Mike. I've got like one speaker each month to come, to the end of the year, and then we'll just see where it goes. It could just evolve into a whole different project where my community is now, Mike's community is.
They're setting this up for like a decade of grifting
Oh yeah, listen. I swear to God.
for the long run.
Oh yeah. If you listen, that's exactly what they do. Because even it was funny because Jay Ashbury said, Mike, pray us out, and I'm like, yeah, Mike, grift us out at the end of the video. Grift us out, Mike, and that's basically what they did. It's rough. It's rough.
Bryce Watson's community and Catherine Edwards. I was on a show.
It's turning into, well, we can't grift for this anymore, so we're going to grift the lonely people that are, because remember I talked about, you lose control, you've lost family, you've lost people, you're alone, you need that was part of the depression, right? And they're sticking with the depression now, that they're the lonely people that just want to talk. No, this is the depression. This is where the depression comes from. They're staying with the grift, and the grift is depression, and that's what it is.
Show there this morning. We talked about it, and they thought it was a fantastic idea, and it's going to be big for the truthers.
It really is, and it's going to be rewarding.
Yes,
it's going to be very rewarding. I mean, and I'll put it to you like this, okay, Janine, all of us have gone through this movement, and we've kind of, in trying to help people, taken on those emotions as well. Okay, good, bad, or indifferent.
What, you're taking their emotions?
At the end of the month, you feel like somebody ran over you with a Mack truck because you've got so many emotions carrying through your body and your heart that it's really detrimental to your health. For one thing, I've experienced it myself, but it's also the weight of fighting.
The weight? Are we really going to go over the weight?
Yeah,
I mean, we saw you in front of the Frogmobile, my man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
The weight?
Couldn't tell which one was the Frogmobile.
Ready to carry out the rewarding part of it at the same time. So you gather up all these emotions within your system. Like I said, I said this on the show last night. I make it a point to try to talk to people who watch one-on-one. Like I spoke with a lady named Donna yesterday. Okay, well, I spoke to 4 different people, but 3 to 4 people a day, or every other day, depending on schedule. I try to make it a point to talk to them, and I hear them out on what they're struggling with and what questions they have, and the emotions that they display. I always take them on as mine. All right. That's how I add value to the marketplace, because I want to be a person that helps people rectify those emotions, find peace. Okay, just like Jesus Christ did.
Oh, that makes sense.
Emotionally distraught because there was no food. Now, I didn't until recently, in the past few years, realize that I had the same power that Jesus had.
The same power as Jesus.
What?
He said that he has the same power as Jesus. Listen to him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, back it up.
I am. Calm down.
Take them on as mine. All right. That's how I add value to the marketplace, because I want to be a person that helps people rectify those emotions, find peace. Okay, just like Jesus Christ did. When he had 300 people in there, they were all emotionally distraught because there was no food. Now, I didn't until recently, in the past few years, realize that I had the same power that Jesus had. He created the fish and the water, right, for them all to eat. and from a single loaf of bread, right? So we just have to think in terms of higher consciousness and those type of things when we're talking about these things. And remember, the people that are out there helping, like all of us here, Janine and the guys over at PPN, there's a wealth of emotion in these people, and they need to be heard too, myself included. I need to vent to somebody that understands what's going on, outside of God, because I do take everything to God. I promise you. I've said it enough. I hope everybody else does the same thing, but I take everything to God first. But there needs to be that physical person that you can actually see and touch and is tangible to you at the moment, to vent. Okay. So you need to work on that as we head towards the ability to start kicking off these humanitarian efforts and being led away with things like Janine are doing. Understand Janine's got a great idea and a great effort going already, but she still has those emotions. So we're going to need a support role for Janine and myself and I am and
Bryce Watson.
Bryce Watson and Gabby Girl, Sabrina Girl, and our gal. All of us that are out there
A lot of those are the negative 48 people as well.
day in and day out trying to help people. We're going to need a support system too.
I was telling Janine the other night, I was like, I did 14 hours on.
I can't believe how brazen this dude is.
Dude,
it's a new level.
Absolutely.
He has the same power. That's when I realized I had the same power as Jesus. Okay.
Telegram when I first, way back when I was an admin for Prime. And I said, he wanted this show set up like we would, like a presentation. And I said, I got on there the very first time and there were so many people that were needing the community. They didn't want, I had something planned, but I never even opened my mouth about it because they just needed to know that they weren't alone and there were other people out there like them. And I think that was just, in the very beginning. Joe asked in the questions, how do you find local people that, are on the same page basically as you are? And I think, people out in the community, that's a good way to start. Like, they have AA. Why not have, PA?
Exactly. Anonymous. Or Truthers Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No, this like I said, this will be a great start.
Truthers Anonymous.
It should be. I mean,
they're gonna need something to keep them off a ledge when none of this comes true. Not the creators. They're going to be, living a lavish lifestyle down in Mexico or somewhere with no non-extraditing country. But the followers are going to need something.
Yeah.
The padded room.
Patreon is a subscription. A lot of people sway away from that. If you don't like it, go to my website and you just pay as you, or go as you please, pay as you go. One-time fee. You want to show up just for listening to Mike or whomever. But it's good to really follow through with something, because once you're actually in that flow of that energy, the creativity will start to come out, and you're going to be amazed about what you are able to produce and do to help others. It's just a matter of fact. That's all.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people out there praying for every one of us, and we're so grateful to hear and know that that's happening too. I can feel the prayers when they come through, and that's such a blessing, which is awesome. So Janine talked about something that's very important as well, is talking about the pay sites. Okay, our site is pay. All right, at TheTruthSeekers88.com. Guys, it's not about the money. Trust me, if it was about the money, I'd be broke and bankrupt a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
It's not about the money. It is about our ability to move forward when things like YouTube go away, Facebook goes away, to have a voice so that you.
That's what they all fucking say. That's what they all say. It's not about the money, but I'm going to still charge you.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, but you can't get in free. It's not about the money, but look, you got to be part of this.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
You can still hear us, and that we're here for you. Okay. That's what those pay sites are about.
And the freedom of speech. You don't have to dance around anything.
Right.
You can tell it like it is.
Yep, absolutely. Freedom of speech. But, server space, cloud space is not cheap.
Nope.
Cloud space is not cheap. When you have a website, you got to archive because you got so much data in there. That got to go somewhere. It's got to go on the cloud. It's got to go in the cloud in order for you to keep drawing back to it if you need to. That costs money. And it's not, I'm not telling you this to scare you off or any of that stuff. We want to be here for you. That's why, for the first 3.5 years, I paid it all out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 3.5 years, all this, I paid it out of my pocket.
Well, all of it's expensive. I mean, StreamYard's expensive. Zoom, you can only do, I think it's like 30 minutes or 15 minutes free on Zoom or something. I don't know.
40 minutes. Yeah.
40 minutes. Yeah. I knew it was something, not a long time, but it's everything. A lot of people take a lot of heat for monetizing, but I think if you're monetizing just to get the message out, and not taking advantage of the patriots. I mean, I think I listened to your thing this morning, Janine. Your first tier's like $5. That's like almost a gallon of gas.
Yes. Yeah, it's like $5. I don't want to break the bank. I'm not here to do that. It's just to get everybody together in Excel. That's
It's not about the money. It's not about the money.
The Truth Seekers 88. We're not trying to make money off of you. And when we did have a little money left over, guess what we did with it?
Donated it.
Yep.
that's what I'm
Where-
doing. I collect when I ask.
What's
I
up?
asked where in the chat. Where'd you donate it?
Where did it go? I'd like
Yes.
to know that as well.
Exactly. Nobody answered me.
Because nobody works a fucking job anymore. Are we sure? Is this one of the train wrecks? Every dime I make goes towards charity.
No, dumb.
People to buy me a cup of coffee, I actually turn around and I buy the hats, and then I do giveaways on my show. So,
Yep.
a cup of coffee really doesn't cover what it takes to make one of these, but it's fun. If I'm enjoying myself and people are getting happy, if they open it up and it's like, hey, this is what this is all about.
That's right. It's about the people, and it's not about the money.
Yeah, no, it isn't. I'll tell you one thing. My father, God rest his soul, but he was a very simple, loving man. When you met him, he wouldn't say, "What do you do for a living?" or anything like that. He'd say, "Hi, how are you? And how's your family?" He would always ask, "Do you have a family? Are you married? How many kids do you have?" He wanted to know more about you, and I think I have that in me. I want to know more about you to help you. We all need to find joy in our life again, and whatever it takes to do it, we'll do it.
Yep.
So, how are you doing on questions and time?
I'm doing great. I saw a question that needs to be answered, though. I know that.
Sure, go ahead.
If patriots are in control, why is censoring going on? That's part of the movie, guys. The patriots are definitely in control. They're in control of the mainstream media. They're in control of all social media, but the censoring is going on. The censoring is going on as part of the movie. All right, it has to play out this way. It has to look like the fake administration, the fake resident, whatever you want to call him, flashbang, doo-doo pants, whatever.
I call him fake and bake.
Fake and bake. Sweet. Whatever you want to call him, it has to look like he's in charge of the company and the country. I mean, and the country's corporation, right? It has to look like he's in charge of it. And these things would happen under his leadership. Okay, not that he has any leadership, but if he was actually leading the country, we're seeing what it would actually happen. Inflation at an all-time high, gas prices going up because the dummy wants to shut down the pipeline from Germany to Russia. And it's just stupid.
Don't you think if he was in control, he would have sent troops?
Yeah, he would have sent troops if he
We
was in
did
control.
send troops. We sent 12,000 troops to the borders. There's troops there. There's troops.
Chinese, probably.
It's the same thing goes for NATO. If NATO really thought they had any way in or say in, they would have been there too. But they were all warned by Putin and Trump both. You did see what?
I did see something in the chat, question about homeschooling, and I was just going to give a shout out. If you go on Telegram, or you can, I'm doing that myself. I'm not homeschooling, but I got a kid that is. So I feel like I am sometimes. But if you in Telegram, there's a lot of you can just like literally type in homeschooling, and I bet you probably 10 or 15 channels that have regular chats will pop up. And it's different. Every state is different, so you got to really research your state and kind of figure out what their rules are. But it's really easy, y'all. And I started with 1776.
Sweet. It was really simple. I mean, my wife gave class today to both kids, different grade levels, in 3.5 hours.
Oh no!
I'll have a test on that tomorrow, and they're free for the rest of the day.
Gets better.
Like our school in Florida for middle school, they only need 4. Technically, if they're in-person school, they only need 4 credits.
Well, see, we're not even. We didn't even register with the state or the federal government. We're not required to.
Right. I didn't either with homeschool, but I mean, as far as I didn't know where to start, to be honest with you. I was like overwhelmed. And when they all went out, spring break year before last and never went back to school, they did virtual school. So I thought that was my only option. And I got on Telegram, and a couple of the girls that were in one of the Patreon groups that I'm in, awesome. But she did the same. She was like, hey, I have this, go in here. And so she kind of like led me where to find my information. And it's networking. But yeah, absolutely. But for middle school, I've got one that's in person, and I was dumbfounded when I found out they only needed 4 credits. I was like, so what are they doing the rest of the school day? Like, can't we just go? I mean, if they have to do in person.
If your kid goes to, when we flip the switch on everything, we start replacing the systems, and school systems obviously going to be one of them. Be less government involvement. But if you're going to learn that it's a 4 to 6 hour day, all right, or less. Okay. The rest of the time they're in there for neo-Nazi programming and indoctrination, because they're damn sure not learning anything. And Common Core math, I would like to know the individual that created that. I heard it was out of Massachusetts. I felt like taking a trip to Massachusetts, and he or she and I would have a conversation they would not enjoy. I promise.
Oh no!
Core math is the stupidest mess I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, we had a PT.
Oh no!
After it came out.
Yeah.
I happen to. I mean, I think it's pre-algebra,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is kind of. It's like breaking it down to the.
Yeah, I mean, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 anymore. We got problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got problems.
Mhm.
I mean,
No one's saying 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4, dude.
The math is a lie.
So look,
Okay.
I don't like Common Core. I know you guys don't like Common Core, and the reason being is because we never grew up with it. It's hard for us to wrap our heads around. It's hard for us to teach our kids. We don't understand it. But I'm telling you right now that other fucking countries
use it,
are using much, much, much easier ways for kids to get answers quicker. Now, I know there's something stupid when they're young, and it's called bracketing, where they don't have to get the right answer. They just have to get close. But when kids in China are 4 grade levels higher to 6 grade levels higher than my son in the same grade in math, and it's because they've been doing Common Core longer, I want him to have that system. Even if I can't teach it to him, I can't help him with it, I can't talk to him about it, even if I have to go relearn it myself, they're learning simpler and easier ways to do it. It's not the way we learned. It's not long division. It's not the way we were taught. It's not the way you're going to understand. But the rest of the world is using these advanced math techniques that simplify it. They get the answer quicker, and they're using it to whip our fucking ass in mathematics.
Yes, and Common Core math is a form that we function better with 5s and 10s, let's say, right? And then you minus a simpler number to get the number. Okay, that's it. There's a process that they're basically almost like, computers are processing information. So for us, instead of using the 1, 2, 3, 4, those are kind of wasted numbers per se. So they try to get you there by 5s and 10s, and then subtract a simple number to get you to the number you want, or add a number to get you. Does that make sense? It's hard to comprehend, but like you said, other countries are whooping the hell out of us in mathematics, in science, in technology, in all of these categories, because Common Core is being taught properly. Then it helps in other areas. Does that make sense? Wait, am I lost?
To me or to chat?
To either.
Oh, it makes sense to me. I just explained it, and then you explained it again. But yeah, it's a much simpler way to get the correct answer. I know there's a lot of people showing examples of saying, "Well, look, they didn't even have to get 17; they only had to get 20. It doesn't equal 20. They just have to get close to it. They'll learn more advanced techniques as they go." Right. But yeah, they're whipping our asses at it.
To 17, they might say, okay, what's 10 plus 10 minus 3? Oh, 10 plus 10 is 20, minus 3, 17. So you got there rather than throwing other numbers. So if you were to throw a number at it, what's the closest round number that you can get to minus something or added something? Right? So if somebody were to say, figure out how to get to 17 from here. All right, well, 10 plus 10 minus 3, 17. Perfect. It's that type of process that the Common Core teaches. It's easier numbers and things like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm just giving an example of it, but I'm not a teacher of it, trust me.
Right.
But it leads more than just math. It's all into it's right up into technology. There's tons of categories we're getting whooped at, and it's whooped at.
Yeah. The rest of the world is succeeding while we just stay in the same spot.
Correct.
It doesn't get math is logical. Okay, Common Core math is nothing logical about it.
And they even lied to us about math. I mean, I always
yes, absolutely.
Numbers and like numbers because numbers never lie. Guess what? Yeah. I mean, numbers don't lie.
Numbers never lie.
Process.
Right.
So, before, if there's anything that you want to put in the private chat, Mike, about your websites where people can find you and stuff like that, they're asking that again. But before, we can still take a few more questions as long as you're up to it. The one question that I see on here, Valerie is asking, whose heads up this medbeds and how does?
I don't think anybody's ever liked it when they've changed an education system. I mean, it feels weird. It's strange. You don't understand it. They don't understand it. You're trying to explain it to them. You don't know it, but it's better in the long term. And by the time their kids get into school, it'll just be the standard, and there will be no more confusion about it.
I mean, okay, we ran into, again, we met a lot of Koreans and stuff like that, but there are other countries that speak Koreans that speak 2-3 languages. I mean, literally 3 languages. And our kids, could barely pick up one. I mean, there was times where his name was Hosu. He was, I believe, I want to say he was like 10. No, younger than that. I'm going to say he was like 7 years old, 7 or 8. And he was literally reading words that it was like, holy crap, I can't believe he knows that word at that age. Now, his mom says he can just read it. He has no idea what it means, but he can read all these words. And he spoke 3 languages. And he was like 7 years old. He spoke English, Korean, I believe Japanese. This is the stuff that they're, when you learn it at that younger age, and that's when your learning takes place, you definitely succeed more. I have literally, like I said, I've met a lot of, when we talk to Jeff, they're way more educated. You know what I'm saying? It's scary. That's another thing that's scary.
For sure.
Somebody sign up for it.
Okay, well, they'll start taking appointments in the middle of summer is what we're being told right now. All right, they'll be ready to go for the average or every bit of the citizens outside of the vets and the children who are going to go first. Okay, in the middle of summer. I do know that
The vets and the children. Sweet.
I didn't tell everybody. I didn't say that
Bye, guys. I'm ascending first.
out loud, but there's 4.
They didn't say anything about Water Boy Scouts, Sage. When do you think you'll ascend?
Oh, yeah. That might be rough.
I heard this a long time ago when I was young. I don't know if you guys remember, they're talking about other languages now. I don't know if you guys remember the Muzzy videos where like this big like furry creature, like a Barney style character, or like Sully from the Monsters Inc. He taught you different languages on a video, and they would set kids in front of it. But when I was younger, I remember hearing, and I have never checked this out to make sure it was true, but it was coming from like somebody in the medical field, saying that like when you're young, there is like a part of your brain that is active that's no longer active when you're older, and it is used for like recognition of speech and repeating speech and saying stuff back, and that kids that are taught multiple languages from the start are like so many times more likely to learn multiple languages than like an adult trying to learn a language on their own. I would have to check into that to make sure it's true, but I have heard that several times.
Yeah, no, that's something I've also heard. The same thing. I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on because kids do pick up language faster. Could you imagine like being your age now and like having no context of language at all? Like not even like you learned a different language that some words are similar in, like you know English and you're trying to learn like French, and some of the words overlap, right? Even if they're used in a different context, like douche or whatever. I don't know why that came to my mind, but I do know that's in French and English. But not knowing language at all, like a child, like just being born without knowing a language, and then suddenly you're 23 and trying to learn the language, or 35 or whatever. Obviously, something's going on there. They wouldn't be able to pick it up that quick.
Right. It's taken Motion about 7 years to learn, 6 or 7 years to learn Korean. She's been doing it for like 6 or 7 years, and but doing it herself, repeating it herself, having somebody teach it to her, doing language exchange, having somebody come in person. All of that happened for her to learn it.
Yeah. Yeah, they say the best way is immersion. Like if you just go live in a country and you don't speak the language, I mean, it'd be rough at first, but you would basically have to learn it.
Correct.
Yeah, I understand they don't teach cursive in school. I'm fine with that. No one uses cursive anymore, and my kids aren't going to need to know cursive on a computer. Like, I'm fine with my kids not knowing cursive. I mean, they can read it. They're not great at writing it, just because I've had them practice it, but I'm fine with the school not teaching cursive.
I mean,
Our
also.
facilities are already ready to go.
Woo-hoo.
Okay.
Where?
They're in some of the hospitals. I mean,
Yes, yeah, older hospitals, yes. They've taken hospitals have been shut down and turned them into the facility that they need. The new X-ray equipment, all that stuff is already in these facilities.
Connecting consciousness too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Connecting consciousness is a good place to go. But as far as on the list, I mean, they'll start taking appointments in the middle of summer. There'll be a great big announcement.
The reason I see I'm talking about history too. The reason they're backing off history so much, and you may not like this or not, but so history is almost becoming like an art form, right? But knowing about history now, it's good to know about history, and so you don't repeat history, and it's good to know like how the country was founded and stuff. I agree, but the problem is we're moving into a digital age. I'm sure when you were in school, you never imagined that you would carry a tiny fucking computer in your pocket, and if someone asked you what was the date of the Battle of blah blah blah, you could just be like, okay, Google, what was the date of the Battle of blah blah blah. Like I don't know. I love history. I like studying about history. I do stuff on my own. I used to love the History Channel before it became the Alien Channel. Like I watch documentaries. I love all that shit. I do it on my own time. But there's also very little value in memorizing dates. I mean, what are you going to use that for? Unless you go into a field that specializes in history, what is the value in memorizing dates? There isn't much of one compared to all the other time that you could spend not memorizing dates of stuff happening. Yeah, I understand why they're moving away from history. I don't think they should cut it out completely, but I understand why they're moving away from it.
Across the country that we're now taking appointments, and they'll point you to where you need to go in your local area.
And it's my understanding too, Mike, that not everybody is going to need a med bed, and there's other therapies out there similar to that's dealing with energies and healing that's not necessarily full on med bed. And I saw some of that I think it was whenever I was in Vegas, end of October, I think it was. There was some of that stuff there. So I was like, oh wow, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Somebody's asking me, or just me is asking, why are the hospitals putting off treatment? I didn't know if they were. I wasn't aware of that.
Some hospitals are still at it, refusing treatment if you're not wearing a mask, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, that type of stuff. Okay, I got you. I just thought they had quit. All right, so
not enough of them have seen the Nuremberg 2.0 grand jury trial or start.
Okay. let me just take
We might not have to wear them much longer on airplanes is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Okay, so you guys are trying to find Waldo. I'm going to give you a hint.
Oh no.
Like, have you
Waldo.
been seeing my marketing that I've been doing, my little promos?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
he's hidden in train sight.
Hey, Mike, I don't.
Hidden in train sight. Oh God, the puns.
It's bad.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. I've seen it pop up a couple of times, but about small businesses, will they get help? Brian says it's been rough the last 2 years, and then I saw somebody else say like they lost their business. How will that be rectified?
Well, I think they're going to do something for the people that have lost business because of the, I think there's some help out there for those people, even after Nassar and Jassara. But as far as maintaining and keeping your other one good, Nassar and Jassara is going to be so uplifting in that you won't need the government to be involved in it. We have to remember that. I got to get a link for Telegram, and I'll have the last.
Is this where he says the 10-year thing?
All right.
Actually, we could probably do this. Hold on. No, they don't have transcripts on. Damn it. Most people forget and leave them on, and then you can search the transcripts by what the Google bot says they said.
Yeah. The government's going to be so small and so minuscule in our life moving forward. It's going to be really weird to begin with. You have to understand that it's going to be 10% the size it is now. All the bureaucracy is going to be wiped out. Okay. We're not going to have the CDC and the FDA and the FCC, and we'll have factions of those things, but they won't be ran by the federal government. They'll be contracted out to a company or corporation that's capable of telling the truth and not trying to take over the world.
Not trying to take over the world. Okay. Not trying to take over the world.
And when you kind of say that these things will be like kind of vanished, if you will, but there's just like anything else, you got to have another process to roll in, and so it'll be variations of it. So I guess it's kind of hard for people that have been so they basically know how the old system works and going into the new system. And there are a lot of things that have to be answered for them, but they just have to know that they're not going to have to pay out of their butt anymore for anything. What about like insurance and stuff like that, car insurance, health insurance?
Pennies on the dollar compared to what we got now.
Cool.
If you even need some of it, I can see the need for homeowners insurance. If you got a home that's worth $40,000 in the new system, you definitely want to insure that, right? And but still, it's penny on the dollars. It won't tie up your escrow. It'll be outside of escrow. None of that.
I do. Back when I had cable, Hawkeye, I liked the the Military History Channel and the Smithsonian Channel. They were both pretty good. I mean, we don't have cable anymore, so I basically look up whatever I want, and if I can't find it, then I go to my Flixer and steal it. But hopefully I won't be prosecuted for this. So allegedly. So yeah, they are really good channels. The History Channel has just become kind of crazy. I don't know why they just don't rebrand it the Alien Channel, but it is no longer history. It's a very strange channel to be called the History Channel.
All the escrow and all that other stuff is just a bunch of debt creating bullcrap.
By the way, there's the new QAnon theory they're passing. Well, they've been saying it for a while, but it's becoming popular again. It's as soon as you sign a loan, the bank documents you sign actually say that you give away your right for the government to vote in your name. So the government can go and vote in your name. I didn't realize it's always almost midnight, Sage. Let's skip towards the end.
All right.
Let's see. How long is it? It is 49. Let's get the last 5 minutes, see what they do here. Oh, did Mike leave?
Buy some silver if you can. Okay.
Buy silver.
Outside of the
buy low, sell high.
It's going to run tit for tat with the dong, the Vietnamese dong. Isn't the Vietnamese?
Yeah.
It's Vietnamese, right?
Yeah, it's Vietnamese dong, Iraqi dinar.
But I mean, Rita, I'm not trying to be mean, but something like that is silly to say. Like, I'm old school, okay, fine. And you can say, I don't like the new education system, but to say, back in my day, they made you use your brain, do you think kids are not learning? I mean, they're still learning. They're learning it in a better way, especially math. You mentioned math specifically. They're learning a better way. I don't understand it. You probably don't understand it, but the rest of the world has been doing it for years and using it more effectively than we can use our system or their system. Like to say, well, they used to make us use our brain. The kids are using their brain now too. It's just something you don't understand. And I'm not putting you down. I don't understand it either. I had to reteach myself. My son came home with math, fucking coloring in bar graphs. Like it was weird as shit. And then we were getting the wrong answer intentionally because they wanted it to like add this together, but don't get closer than the tens. Well, why wouldn't we just add it together? Like, what do you mean? Why we had to go to the tens? This is stupid. But I had to relearn it too to teach it to my sons, but they're still using their brain. That's just silly to say.
In Zimbabwe is them.
Them, okay.
And there's other ones.
The dong is going to have a large wealth transfer with it.
The dong has a large what?
That's what she said.
But the silver is crazy.
Yeah, it's said to outperform gold.
Yes.
Silver is going to outperform gold.
Price now for troy ounce.
Mm.
It's expected, just by moderate calculations, to be at $5,600 when we flip the switch. Okay, so if you're buying an ounce of gold for $25 and you turn it to $5,600,
an ounce of silver.
An ounce of silver, yeah. Sorry. All right.
That's true, Helen.
Experts are predicting $11,000 or more
because it's been suppressed all these years.
Wait a second. Silver's going to outperform gold, and the experts are predicting $11,000 an ounce. Yeah. Now, I've got an app on my phone. Now, maybe gold took a fucking nosedive.
Yeah.
But let's pull up Kitco and see what it says. I never advertise it, but I do buy silver and hold silver and keep silver. I just don't want to sound like the rest of the grifters. So let me see what we got here.
I have a little bit. I don't have a lot, but I picked up a little bit just because, I wanted some.
Sure.
I think I have like 6 coins, maybe. But that's about all I got. I got a ton of change in a monstrous jar.
Uh-oh.
But that, I'm going to have to,
So gold is sitting at $1,934 an ounce, and silver's sitting at $25. So if gold is going to go to 11,000, silver's supposed to go to 11,000. What the fuck is gold going to go to? That doesn't. I mean, why would gold surpass, or why would silver surpass gold? What are they? I don't.
Both are used in electronics, in circuits.
Sure.
But gold's still a better conductor.
It's more rare. It's
rare.
Yeah, I don't. And it's still going to be propped up by the jewelry market, even as stupid as that is. Like I don't understand that. Like, I just wanted to make sure there was still a gigantic fucking margin between them. There's a margin of like $1,908 or something, $9. $1,909, and then gold's going to go to 11,000. Technically, if gold went to 11,000 or silver went to 11,000, what gold should be like, I don't know, $100,000 an ounce.
Because it's monstrous.
What is I know they use the U.S. debt clock a lot. Hold on, let's see what it says.
All right.
U.S. debt clock. I think it's just usdebtclock.com or .org maybe. So U.S. debt clock has the spread at I don't even remember where it's at. It's on here somewhere. Dollar to crypto, paper to silver ratio is 374 to 1. Dollar to gold ratio in 1913. Okay, dollar to silver ratio is in 1913 it was 269 an ounce. The dollar to silver ratio was 269 an ounce, but now they're claiming that it's 2,887. That's what they're claiming the minimum it can jump would be. I don't know what the let's see, what is, I don't even understand what the dollar to silver ratio is. Is it to how many dollar bills are here? Dollar to silver ratio. What does that actually even mean? Dollar to silver ratio. It used here in 2020 it was $1,700 higher. The median income. Love how they cost a new home. It went to $3,700 in liquidity. When you mouse over that box, the text pops up at the top of the page. The year-over-year increase in the U2 money supply divided by the... So it actually means, what it stands for has nothing to do with the actual price of silver. It is the year-to-year increase in the U.S. M2 money supply. So how many dollars are out there divided by the yearly world production of silver in ounces. So how many dollars do they print, or how many dollars are in circulation year to year, divided by how many silvers are of ounces? I mean, I'm sure they tie together some way, but I don't think it directly indicates what the price of silver should be.
So as
that doesn't make sense.
More dollars.
That's why it went down, because it was all the way up to 4,900 at some point. They're talking about here.
Okay.
And right now it's at what I say, 23 or something. Yeah, it's went down since then. I just know they always point to it, but I've never really paid attention. It's usdebtclock.org. I want to see what the median wage was again. So the U.S. national debt is what, 30 trillion. The federal spending, Medicare, interest paid, defense war budget, tax revenue, income tax. I just want to see the median wage, and then we'll finish the video.
Yeah.
It's got a clock on the population. The dollar to oil, they even have a dollar to oil ratio. Official unemployed, actual unemployed. How many people are living in poverty? U.S. bankruptcy. Median income. So the median income in 2000 was $31,700. The median income today in 2020, it went from $31,700 to $35,700. So in 22 years, it went up $4,000 for the median income. Damn, I swear I don't know. Are wages moving correctly? Like when you compare like how much of your wage it takes to like buy a house, even before this crazy housing market thing, like a lot of, like back in the day, they were spending like less than 10% of their income would be like a minimum payment on a 30-year mortgage, and now it's like 80-90% of the average income is like a month's payment on a 30-year mortgage. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think they're trying to squash it. I don't know, man. It's weird how they're, I don't know. But then when you raise wages and the price of goods go up.
Sure. Let's see what we got.
$11,000 or more. You guys buy
it's all tied together, though. I agree.
Of course, a real product. I don't know. people are getting results with it, but I'm not promoting it.
And we'll talk about where to buy silver, and I'll
Oh, good.
on Sunday's show, like Chris gets it from multiple places, and he and there's a reason why he buys from this one and that one and whatever, and he knows all of that, and then I can share with you guys on the currency. But
You mean Billy? You mean Billy?
Oh yeah, well that's just the name of his channel, but yeah, he does Crab Island Chris. Like, well, he's got all these different little things he does because he's a hoot. But
Okay, that looks great. Thanks for reminding me, everybody. If you want to know where to buy it, and I'm seeing people saying, where do we get it? Sunday morning, we're going to do metals. What do you call it? Precious metals show with
Oh God,
Billy.
with Liberty Warrior. Say it.
So we'll be back.
yeah,
Liberty's coming on.
You think so?
That's a lot today, you guys.
Yeah. I mean,
You guys got a full 10-course meal.
y'all that are hungry for intel.
When they're measuring, somebody said a troy ounce is different than a regular. Yeah, when they're measuring silver, they're always in troy ounces, unless it's specifically noted with a bunch of fucking asterisks and shit. It's always in troy ounce.
So guys, when D-class comes around next week, when D-class comes around, you're gonna get your belly full of it. Okay.
Wait, did he accidentally drop some intel? Hold on.
Yeah, when D-class comes around next
That are
week.
hungry for intel, guys. When D-class comes around next week, when D-class comes around,
He did that on purpose.
you're gonna get your belly full of it. Okay.
yeah.
So hang on, it's coming. All right, we're talking about unredacted.
And this is a show of it. If they're already talking about the birth certificates and the mortgages
It
and
is.
so on and so forth,
Exactly.
that's huge.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now. My dogs have to go out.
All right.
And
Go TP dance.
yeah, it was more like they were nudging my arm, like, come on, Mom. So I appreciate everything, Mike. You guys don't forget Saturday, 3 o'clock, Telegram. That's 3 o'clock Eastern, right, Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you guys all jump on there, his Telegram channel is floating by. And if you can't catch it, if it's moving too fast or what have you, you can go back and watch it on the recorded. I'll be on here Sunday morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time with Destin and Billy. And let's see here. I think that's everything that we talked about. The community centers or communities. If you guys want to get involved with that, that's just an option thing. If you think you can help humanity, that's a good place to start. It may even evolve into
Help humanity at her community center.
humanitarian projects and whatnot.
It may evolve into Nasara Gasara.
It'll be a good place for all of us to wrap our heads around. And
Jesus Christ, these people have lost it.
else, Mike, you want to say just before you say goodbye? Destin, the same for you also.
No, just
We love you all, and thank you all for trusting us with your time today.
Yes.
Okay, that's very important. For you to give up your time today, come spend it with us. It's very important we deliver the value, and I believe we did. But I want to thank you first and foremost for honoring us enough to trust us to spend 2 hours and 48 minutes with us. That is huge to me. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. So I love
He's improved his showmanship some.
Yes. Oh, I guys can't see me. I can't get my picture back, but this is me in technology. Oh, all right. Thank you all. We love you all, and we'll see you all real soon. Don't forget to get on there. You're gonna not want to miss Saturday with Mike Penny on Telegram. And now that I have it, I'll be in there also.
Wow.
And now we just turn the page. God bless everyone.
This is
God bless.
me
God bless.
and technology. I'm sorry. What did you do for a living before this? I was a computer programmer. What?
Telegram has really opened these people to be the craziest fuck. This is what have they started here? Telegram sounds like it'd be a cool app. Signal sounds like it'd be a cool app, and it really just got taken over by these people.
Yeah.
I don't know any besides like me and besides like M and stuff like that, which there's a reason that I'm on it because that's where all this bullshit is at and I've got to go research it. But
Right.
I don't know a whole lot of like just regular like businesses or regular people or regular things like en masse. Like I'm sure some people really like the Telegram app to keep up with their, soccer team or something because somebody suggested it. But as far as like en masse, the same way like Discord's used, I just don't know a whole lot of people that are using it other than these crazies.
Right.
And they flock to it.
Love you guys.
Bye now.
That's the longest fucking cough drop I've ever seen in my life. Mike had that cough drop in for almost 3 hours. Still rolling around on his tongue. Not multiple, tongue. Anyways, what do you think, Sage? You ready?
God, they've lost their minds. They've lost their. We should end it here.
Is it bad? Is it bad to be? I know we're not supposed to cheer on Russia. Can we actually cheer on the nuclear weapons? Like break them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think
Quick
we
draw
can do
McGraw over here.
Yeah, I think we can do that. because it's start over. We're broken. Med beds won't help us.
Jesus Christ. I honestly didn't mean to run so late, guys. I got used to like watching the video and like the other show, but I do appreciate you guys joining us. We kept Sage up past his bedtime.
Way past. I got to get up in 4 hours.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, dude.
That's okay. I think.
Anyways, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for the support. I don't think we got any donations, but you guys donate all the time. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe to Fall Faldom, Sage News Network, Cold Beer Condemned. And is she gonna start? Is she gonna put her gaming channel with Fall Faldom, or?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Fall Faldom for now. With that, a part of that site, and then we'll decide to go where to go from there. But I think that's what she's just gonna do, is leave it there for now and just kind of intertwine it and just go with it. Because it's all her. So besides that, I just want to say I'm probably not as innocent as I play on this show. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know it kind of ran over. I wasn't thinking. I was just watching the damn video and not paying attention. But thank you guys for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow. Is Friday. Yeah, we'll be back. Baseball season started, so it's gonna be kind of hard. But I'm gonna be putting out some recorded videos through the day. Hopefully some telegrams and some Patreon content. Trying to get caught back up. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good night. I got to order my eagle.
Yeah, you need that eagle for sure.
Yeah, I'm ordering it.
Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one.